One of my buddies, I was playing PUBG with them, and they all died before I did. And then like somebody, like I saw somebody, and I went to go shoot them, and I'm just like "Meh," all over the place. They're like, how the fucking high do you have your sensitivity? I was like, I don't know.
All the way.
Yeah, he's like,
I have
turn
it all the way.
way down. He's like, basically, if somebody gets behind you, you're dead anyways. So why have it so high? And I'm like, all right.
Where's our video? Oh, there it is.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of PUBG,
There we go.
I used to play with my brother back. My volume's up. Back in the day, and he had some online friends,
Yeah.
and we were playing with them one day. Everybody dies except this one guy, who then decides that he's basically gonna camp the remainder of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't thinking, because normally, like, I had my chat with my brother set up, and then like through Discord, and then I was in a different chat group for the game,
Yeah.
and I wasn't muted in either of them. And I thought I was just talking to my brother. I was like, man, I'm backing out. Like, I can't sit here and watch this guy camp for the next 20 fucking minutes.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
And he goes, you know you're still live, right? I was like, oh, fuck. Well, I don't know him, so who cares?
One of my favorite stupid memories of that game is me and my buddy were playing it. We both drop. I drop a little bit farther away from him. He's like, I've got a vehicle. I'll come get you. And he comes, pulls up. And I'm like, who the fuck's in the passenger seat? And he's like, what are you talking about? And then he looks and he's like, there's some random guy sitting in the passenger seat. So then we just blast him and kill him. No idea. He just showed up. And yeah, that was one of my favorite fucking memories.
I love that game. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, murder.
Yes.
Ah,
I sucked at it. Oh my God. My internet is not doing very good in this house today.
My volume was also up.
That's how we get our viewership up.
Hell yeah.
We watch our own.
Echo.
Got 3 people going right now.
Are we all sharing? I take it that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I shared in
just-
my Discord. Nobody's in Discord right now, though, so it's kind of sad.
I don't really have
That's
anyone
okay.
to share it with, but I do monitor the chat. Although I can also monitor the chat from here now because I can see the screen.
Yeah.
Who dat?
Oh, I was like,
PayPal.
what the fuck?
They sent me a message earlier saying, like, they saw a weird, like, interaction on my account. So, I don't know. I went and changed my password. And then they've been calling me a lot today, which is weird.
I had a weird PayPal thing like 6 months ago, and I can't remember what happened.
Yeah.
I ended up on the phone with actual PayPal for like 45 minutes. I remember that. And then somebody's been trying to log into my bank account. So that was
Isn't
kind
that
of...
shit fun? Like, it's no matter how... So, I think I've got some secure passwords. I once read something, you just said use 3 random words,
Yeah.
throw them together. It's like the most secure way. And I did that with most of my stuff. But still, somebody got my Comcast account one time. Which, you know, you wouldn't think is a big deal, but we had a phone line through them.
Oh.
And I logged on,
wow.
and our bill was about $3,000. And I'm like, what the fuck? And so I like deep dive, what the hell? And I found like the phone line bill, and somehow they spoofed our line. They were making 2 calls at a time to the Virgin Islands for about 15 minutes apiece.
What the hell?
And it went on for about 48 hours straight. It'd be 15, 20 minutes, then it would disconnect, and both numbers would call, like both lines would call again, even though it was using one number to call out in 2 lines. So I had to call Comcast, and I was like, look, this is not... So I was like, if you look at the records, I've not used that phone line in like 3 years. We didn't even have a phone hooked up to it, because it was just, you bundled it and it lowered your bill. So I ended up just saying, hey, just cancel that, because there is no point to that.
How are they making money off of that?
I don't know, because I know you can like call and then it bills the like line, like
The line that calls.
yeah. Because I experienced.
I know
something
that used to be a thing. Is it
I'm.
still?
I
a
don't
thing?
know, because yeah, I haven't. It has to be, because what else? What other reason would they be doing that besides that?
I guess.
Yeah, because when I was younger and I was like maybe 7 or 8, we got a phone call at the house, and it was like, you want a trip to blah blah blah, please call this number back. And I go, oh my God, Mom, Dad, we want a trip. And I gave my mom the number, and she
Yeah.
called it like 5 times. They got the phone bill, like each time you called it, it charged your line like $500 or something. Yeah,
See, and
No.
but that shouldn't even be.
a thing. Yeah. How is that legal?
But I read a thing on Reddit. A guy back in like the 90s. He he got fired from his job for some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like there was a long backstory explaining like the bullshit and like why he was in the place he was, and he lived in like New York or something.
Yeah.
And so he would go to like hotels and like run in and be like, "Hey, can I use your phone real quick?" And he had set up a number for himself that charged by the minute, and he would call, and then he'd like just put the phone down so that it didn't hang up and it was still on there, and then walk away. And he was like, until they realized the phone was off the hook, like I was just getting paid. He made some fucking money off of it.
Jesus Christ.
Why
All
can't I
right.
be a scammer?
So,
Welcome back, boys and
Yes.
ghouls.
yeah.
It's
Hey,
October.
everybody.
Welcome to the show. I told you guys I have a question.
Yeah.
To start out the podcast. This
Oh shit, we
week.
got 6 people watching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Six
3 of
on
them
footage.
are sitting right here.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. So we got 3. Hey, I'm excited. 3 people are watching us. Anna Banana 10.
9. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
okay, yeah. So no, I'm not gonna lie. I was doing some drinking one night, and
Yeah.
I just kind of heard this brief conversation take place. I don't know if you guys watch Mythical Kitchen.
I have no idea what
man,
Mythical
it's
Kitchen even
great.
is.
I'll show it to you guys after we're done here. But it's
I know what it is. I watch it.
I love it. It's great. But I was watching an episode of Mythical Kitchen, and the host Josh was talking about just something wild that piqued my interest, and I had to ask this question as an intro question for the podcast. But have you ever eaten on the toilet? Specifically, have you ever eaten breakfast on the toilet? And before today, I actually asked a few just random people. I won't say their names, but I asked a few random people, what? No, have they ever
them
done
out.
that? Is that something that they've ever done? And it was about a dozen people that I asked. It was a few people at work and a few people outside of work, and I got a surprising consensus from that, and almost everyone said that in some capacity they have eaten on the toilet, but never breakfast.
Yeah, no, not breakfast.
I don't know if I've ever eaten on the toilet.
Oh, I have.
I have. For
I
sure.
honestly-
I have eaten on the
You remember those little? They might still have them.
Hot
the-
Pockets, by the way, are great toilet food.
The Taco Bell little roll up things that had the
That's
the
like
the
everything
Fritos-
at Taco
the
Bell.
Fritos in them. Like it was like Fritos,
it
beef
was
and
like
beans.
a
Oh,
burrito,
fuck.
But it was like a really small burrito.
Yeah.
I do remember those.
Yeah, like I remember just sitting at one of my old apartments, like hungover, one of those in hand, just on the toilet, which is
I
actually
feel like I'm
surprising.
boring because I really don't think I've ever eaten on the toilet.
Well,
I
it's
have had
surprisingly
a few toilet
convenient, you know. You
is.
got Taco Bell going in one end, Taco Bell coming out the other end.
Yeah. And
That's how I stay skinny.
Taco Bell, by the way, makes great hangover food.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Push this to the side.
I liked it where it was.
Now we gotta turn like that. Hey, everybody, what's up?
Just so I can see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you're tuning in for the second or third week, you'll notice we've moved the boom.
Yes. So
We can
Yes,
see his
you
lovely
can
face.
you can see
Because,
Nick now.
my buddy Jesse was like, "Hey, it'd be nice to see your face, not see you eating a mic." And I'm like,
Made
"All
a-
right,
made
let's."
a really good point. There.
Yeah.
So we
I mean,
fixed it. Just
I was
for you.
thinking it every week, but I was like, it's a permanent fixture.
Yeah.
You're on the show. Say something.
My job is to say dumb shit, not
All right.
actually contribute.
So, talking about questions like that, this is a question when I worked at Frito-Lay, I posed to a lot of people, probably super inappropriate question, but I'm going to
Okay.
pose it now.
All right.
Have you ever had a dream where you climaxed in the dream, but didn't, like, not a wet dream, where you, like, woke up and you're like, fuck.
I think so.
All my dreams are wet dreams. No.
Dave's living it up over there.
I either get off or I piss. Those are the only two that
One of the two things.
Yeah, I
Either
would
way,
say
liquid's
yeah.
coming
Yeah,
out.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I've ever climaxed in a dream, but I've also never had a wet dream.
Oh,
I
see.
honestly,
I-
neither have I.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that I haven't.
But most of the people I talked to had never climaxed in a dream without actually climaxing. So,
I mean, I don't know. I have auditory hallucinations when I'm awake. So,
Sorry, what?
like,
All right, Dave, hold on. Psychoanalysis for a second. What do you mean?
you've heard voices before, right? Like,
I mean, yeah, it's like
when
on
Are they telling
occasion,
you to
like
do
I'll
things?
hear
Or they're
things that I'm just like,
Dave,
what was that?
burn
you know?
the house down. Come on, Dave, burn it.
No, nothing like that. Usually, like it's right there. You
Like
know,
you think you
it's when
hear
I'm
like a
tired-
conversation going
No,
on,
it's
but
not
like
even that. Like when I'm tired but not asleep, like right there where I could still just sit up and be awake if I wanted to, but I really want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like occasionally I hear a voice that just says, "Wake up." And like I wake up. Like that's it. Like I
Isn't
hear
that,
things like that.
schizophrenia?
Possibly. I don't know. I've never been diagnosed. I don't think
Just
I'm.
a little bit late in life schizophrenia because I want to say that it happens
it's
like when
been-
you're like 20.
next week
Okay,
we'll
like
have
that.
a psychiatrist
Yeah.
on the show
I
for
feel like
Dave.
this has been going on since
Yeah.
about college. Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And it seems to happen more often the more sleep deprived I am. So I assume that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I have weird fucking dreams. So like I have weird not dreams too when I'm just awake.
Yeah.
So,
I've always had super vivid dreams. Like,
they're fun. I mean,
mine have always been like nightmares, so they've never been that much
see,
fun.
so yeah, okay, I say they're fun now.
Yeah.
I have had night terrors.
Now, what is your definition of a night terror?
Yeah. What is
It's okay. Mine were always like extreme nightmares combined with sleep paralysis.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I've never
So,
experienced sleep paralysis.
It's the worst. Even like once I figured out what it was, like I still. But
Well,
that's
yeah,
how
that
I-
doesn't take away from
See-
the terror of it.
Yeah.
So like the worst one, I have extreme arachnophobia or fucked up arachnophobia, I guess. And like I know that's fucking hilarious.
I mean, I appreciate that. You just made my ego just increase a little bit. Like, thank you. It's not like kill the fat one and marry fuck the other two.
Fuck no,
So I appreciate
you'd be near the
that.
top of my Mary list in this group. You look like you can cook.
I can. I've been eating off chili I cooked for the last 2 days.
God, oh
Delicious.
man, you say that now. I want some chili. I want some good chili.
So good.
So okay, hold on.
Wait.
Side tangent here.
Yeah.
Do
That's all
beans
this is.
do beans belong in chili? Because I say fuck no.
I put them in chili.
Fuck you. What?
Yeah. I mean, it's just a staple of chili. It feels like.
No. See, okay.
What do you put in your chili?
It's just meat. It's just chili. It's all it is. Just
Just-
a sauce with meat in it.
Yeah,
Like
see-
hot dog chili.
Yeah, no, and I can see that. I just, I don't
I've
know.
had hot dog chili with beans in it. It's fucking
No, absolutely not.
good. Look, okay, competition chili, no beans.
Yeah, exactly.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
Really?
Yeah, I would
No,
say
okay.
no beans in
But-
chili.
Interesting.
but like fall party chili, throw whatever the fuck you want in there,
No.
man.
No. See, I
See,
can't.
my chili is usually beans, ground meat, a bunch of tomatoes, onions, garlic, and green peppers.
That sounds
just
That's probably
fucking
fucking
phenomenal.
amazing.
Yeah,
See?
and then
And guess what? When you're done with it, the next day you can warm a little up and slap some on a fucking hot dog.
you can,
It's still
but
good.
No.
I can't warm it up in the microwave. I've got to put the pot
Gotta put it
back,
back
on the
on the
stove,
stove,
and heat
yes.
it back up because I need it hot enough that when I put that cheese on top of it, it melts and it's nice and gooey.
Oh, yeah.
And then I can dip my chips in
That's
it.
the whole point. You want the
love-
melted cheese.
yeah.
Like string cheese
so
sucks
good.
when it's not melted.
Yeah, 100%.
I agree. I agree with that 100%. So,
Yeah.
like, where I grew up, if you put beans in your chili, it's a dish, and it's just called chili beans. I know that sounds so fucking weird, but like that is
It no longer becomes chili. It's chili
it's
beans.
not chili. It's chili beans. Like it's
chili
beans with
beans is
chili
still
in it.
chili.
But chili beans exist.
Yes.
Like, so
I
now we're in this circular conundrum.
And I feel like chili beans are a staple of chili. Like I feel it's more weird not to have beans in the chili.
Well, what are chili beans? Are those what are those?
Oh, I don't even know
kidney
what they are.
beans?
So like I just buy a can of like mild chili beans and I toss it in there.
I don't.
Yeah.
God no. God
That's what I do. Are you looking up what chili is?
I'm looking up chili beans.
no. Chili beans. I swear.
Red
that's,
beans.
Yeah,
So
just
this
there's
says.
fucking kidney beans. I
Just
would
red
imagine.
beans. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
God, is there a delay on Twitch?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, because
ever
that's
so-
driving
ever-
me nuts.
ever
Like
so
every time.
slightly.
I like it.
Why do you ask?
It's fun.
Oh no, because I've got the video up, and every time I look down, I'm like, I did that a couple seconds ago.
Yeah, there's like I think it's like a 10-second delay or something. There's nothing that you
so
can
that
do
we can
about it.
censor ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah, we've got the guy.
Hold
in the
on,
corner
give
with
me
the
a
beep
second.
Button. Beep 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 beep.
I'm pretty sure I can put that effect on this thing, but like imagine I have to be
100%.
sitting here anticipating curse words, you know?
Have you guys ever watched unnecessarily censored videos?
No, but I've
No.
read a lot of unnecessary.
Are those the
censored
ones where they
comments
like
on
censor
Facebook.
things that aren't really like they're not curse words?
Yes. There is one with the Count from Sesame Street singing the Count song. Look that up and watch it. It is fucking
I bet
hilarious.
that is fucking hilarious.
Because they censor out the word count every time. And so
That's
he's
dangerously
like,
close to another word.
Yeah,
you
he's
know?
like, I bleep the spiders on the wall. I bleep like all these things. And it just sounds like he's fucking things over and over again.
That's
and
great.
it really is.
That's peak television right there.
It
They should have
really
put that shit on
is.
Sesame Street. I would have watched that.
It's fantastic.
My fun fact: when I was a wee lad, my aunt wouldn't let us watch SpongeBob.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, it's an adult show, and we're like,
You know what? As someone who grew up with SpongeBob, I respect that.
I mean, I kind of agree. Like, it's got some adult themes to it, you know. But
Yeah.
Like,
I mean-
I don't let my son watch SpongeBob.
Even though you watched it when you were a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched it when I was a kid, but I was not into it.
No.
It was one of those things that like,
Well, how old were you when SpongeBob came out?
that's true. I was older than he was.
Yeah.
But still, like, that's not. We literally when he was a kid, or a younger kid than he is now. He's still fucking young. We found a babysitter, and she seemed nice, whatever, older lady. And we're like, yeah, we'd really, we understand you have more than just one kid you're watching, whatever. We're like, we just want him to have interaction, and we really don't want him, like, sitting in front of the TV all day watching SpongeBob. Those were the exact words we used. 2 weeks later, I go to pick him up, and I walk into the house, and he's literally hooked up in, like, a little baby chair from the ceiling directly in front of their 65-inch TV watching fucking SpongeBob.
Hold on.
And,
Rewind. A baby chair hanging from the ceiling?
yeah, one of those, like,
Yeah, like
bouncers.
bouncy ones.
You literally
I don't
just-
even have kids and I know what he's talking about.
I mean,
come on.
does it hang from the ceiling?
Normally they hang from door frames,
Yeah.
but she had like screws in the ceilings so that.
I would have been more upset about that, honestly.
No, I mean, you run the daycare, like you want to be able to have all the kids in the same place. So she had like the little ones that sit on the ground. She
Yeah.
had one that hung from the ceiling. But when I first saw it, like it was hanging facing away from the TV, and
I just can't get just a baby just hanging from the ceiling. That's cool.
It's like Mission Impossible, like suspended on like, wires, like just hovering over the ground.
but yeah, he was sitting there watching SpongeBob. I took him home and I turned to my wife. I go, "You have to find us a new babysitter. Like I'm not doing that."
this lady
Yeah.
doesn't know what she's doing.
It was one thing. We had one simple request, and that's the exact thing that he was doing when I walked. I was so pissed.
Yeah, there's not much I wasn't allowed to watch when I was a kid. Like my parents were very irresponsible with what they let me watch.
See,
Like-
For the days, huh?
It really was. Like I don't know how many horror movies I saw. My mom, when I was 11, I think took me to see Candyman. Did you guys
Jesus,
ever see that movie?
Oh my god!
I don't remember that.
At the
Yeah.
age of 11,
Yes,
no.
we had to leave because I got so fucking scared.
You don't say.
Yeah, she also, I think I was around 11. We went and saw Pet Cemetery together.
Oh my
Once
God.
again, had to leave the theater. I don't know if you ever watched Twin Peaks.
I know.
No,
I've watched.
I know what that is,
Yeah,
but I've
David
never
Lynch,
seen it.
very weird director, just weird shit. I was 11, 12 watching that show every Thursday or Friday night with my parents. And I'm just like, that's why I'm the way I am these days. It's the shit they let me watch when I was a kid.
So,
But
like,
I love them.
I was fucked. Like when it came to shit like that, because my parents, my mom and my stepdad, very much so controlled everything that we watched. Right.
Yeah.
I remember, especially because I was the oldest. So like we would sit there and watch. We'd be watching like Disney, the kids Disney Channel, the more kids Disney version of Disney, and stuff like that because I had younger siblings.
Yeah.
But then it was also like family night for us to gather around and watch Dad play Resident Evil. So like and Silent Hill, right? But
All
then,
right, kids, come on, we're gonna watch some zombie murder.
right. But then my dad, I would go see him every other weekend, and there were no rules. There were absolutely no rules. It was 100% a free for all. Christmas time, every time because you have Christmas break, and I get to go up there for a week, and we'd watch the 007 Days of Christmas. You're talking like 7-year-old me watching literally every misogynistic James Bond film that ever came out. And like I saw it, when
I also saw that movie way too young.
right, like, and Pet Sematary, I remember watching that one. There were so many movies that I saw up there that I was excited about it because I got to watch them on my away from home weekend.
Yep.
You feel naughty.
Yeah. Do you remember the movie Phantasm?
I didn't see it. I know what you're
I
talking
There
know
is
the
a
movie. I
silver
never saw
ball
it.
that
Yeah.
flies around.
It
Yeah,
just
that was
murders people,
Yes, I saw that movie when I was a kid. And there are these little small men in it.
Mm-hmm.
And they are like dead people that get put in this other dimension, and like the gravity crushes them down, and then they bring them back. And at one point, they were like hiding in the cupboards and jumped out at this kid. I was terrified of fucking years of cupboards and these little things jumping out at me. It was
Mom, can you get a bowl down for me?
I feel like that's
horrible.
Scared of the cabinet gremlins.
Yes, it really what it was. And then there's an interesting scene because there's this guy, the tall man in it, that's like the evil guy, and he's a shapeshifter. And so at one point he is this woman,
the best
and
superpower.
well, he's this woman, and he takes this guy to the cemetery, and they start fucking. And then while they're fucking, he turns back into the tall guy, and you're like, is the guy still inside of him? Like, he's now a man, and they were just fucking. Yeah, it was a fucked up movie. It was.
That does sound really weird.
It was.
But was he still inside of it?
I don't know. They
real
never
question
really
here.
explained it, They just leave it at that.
All right. So, I guess we should start our "Am I the Asshole?" tirade.
So is that officially what we're going to be? Is
Yeah,
that the,
dude.
Am I the asshole? Step on that cord.
I should have had this pulled up already.
You should have. I mean, we've been live for a while.
You are living life dangerous with a glass of water on your keyboard.
That is not water.
Oh, what are you drinking?
That is
More
that is
dangerous.
definitely not water.
Vodka or gin?
No, it's gin actually.
Okay.
So it's gin mixed with cream soda, and it's actually, oh man, it's good.
So
Highly recommend that combination. You want-
another little interesting story. No, I'm good. I don't really drink that often anymore.
I try not to drink a whole lot.
Yeah. When I was 18, I worked at a Amadeo Floral Company, a floral warehouse.
Okay.
One of the worst jobs I've ever had. And so I'm Nick. My boss was Dick, and the other guy I worked with was Rick.
Okay, I wasn't sure where this was going.
Dick,
somewhere.
Rick, and Nick all worked together. And I had to go to a floral show with Dick one time in Illinois.
God
and so
damn it,
we're
Dick.
driving, and he's got a bottle of vodka that he's just swigging out of, like just taking swigs out of while
He's
we're
not
driving.
driving, is he?
No, he was driving.
Oh
and
my
he was
fucking
driving like
God.
a U-Haul. And he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. The cops can't smell it." And I'm like, "I can fucking smell it
Yeah.
sitting next to you. What the fuck do you
Can stop a
mean?"
Mack truck. What do you
Yes.
mean?
Oh, so yeah, that was an interesting.
Fucking good times and party vibes. Those were the
It can't be proven, but I might have tried to burn that place down a couple times accidentally.
accidentally.
Yeah, I would have to make these flower arrangements, and you had this like hot plate with the glue in it, and you'd put the fake flowers in it, and then you'd stick them in a pot in like a big styrofoam thing, and I would constantly leave that. And you were up on like a big wooden loft doing this. I'd constantly leave that hot plate on, and they'd be like, "God, you're gonna burn the place down one day." And I'm like, "Oh, that would be sad."
Some of these are stupid. Like some of these are actually like stupid.
I mean, do we need to sort by new again?
Hold on a second. It's Am I the Asshole on Reddit. People literally posting about their personal lives for the internet to decide.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
How smart do you expect them to be?
That's fucking fair. Well, like
man.
last week, man, a
No
lot of
offense
these were grabbing my
to
attention.
Any viewers that may or may not have posted.
I don't know. We've dropped down to 3 viewers, which might be everybody in this room.
Ooh, okay, hold on. Here we go. This one is
All right. let's hear
not branded the asshole or not the asshole. Like there's no they haven't actually been
it. Wait, are we in new or are we just in hot top?
This is hot. This is in hot.
Okay.
Okay. So this was posted by user Med Student Ontario, and
Wonder where he's from.
yeah, I know.
Or what his life goals
Yes,
are.
yeah.
He lives in South America. He's a farmer.
All right. Okay. All right. So, am I the asshole for lying to my girlfriend about the pizza I made was gluten free? So, this is essentially implying that he made a non-gluten free pizza for
and
someone.
lied to her.
Yeah, for someone
Okay.
who eats gluten free. And I actually I know someone with celiac disease who really honestly can't tolerate gluten. But I also know that if you just as a precursor to this, if you don't regularly eat gluten, if you eat a gluten-free diet and then you suddenly ingest gluten, your body can have trouble with that. Like,
Yeah.
it can actually it can fuck you up for a little bit.
Kind of like if you're a vegetarian and eat meat for the first time after
Yeah,
years.
like you
it
feel
can-
a little weird afterwards. You know, you
Or
take
like when I drink water.
Yeah. It's like,
Dave's organs just, what is this? This isn't Coca-Cola.
no.
So, am I the asshole for lying to my girlfriend about the pizza I made that was gluten-free? My girlfriend, 24 female, works as a model, and she has an incredibly strict diet. Okay. Virtually all she eats is organic. What the fuck? This guy's a med student? This grammar's awful. Virtually all she eats is organic and gluten-free, so it makes it very difficult to cook for her. We take turns cooking for each other. At first, I tried to look on the bright side and appreciate the fact this would get me to eat healthier, but there are only so many times I can eat salads and sushi for dinner. Pussy. Fucking sushi's amazing. God, I love sushi. Last week I was at my breaking point and decided to make some homemade pizza. I'm Italian. Okay, never mind. That honestly, that puts a few things into perspective here. Not talking shit about the Italians, but I get it. They're very passionate about their food.
Yeah.
Now I have made gluten-free versions before, but I find that it tastes gross, so I went with regular. Honestly, gluten-free pizza, it's not good. It honestly really is not good.
We've been trying to eat cauliflower pizza, like with cauliflower crust, and it really isn't the same.
It's not.
It just
You can taste a stark difference.
yeah,
It's
and it doesn't get that firmness.
No, and there's no
Like,
crunch to it
yeah.
either. It's fucking
Unless you
feels
burn it.
Weird. Yeah. So all right, let me get back to this. So I went with regular white flour. The original plan was for me to eat a bit of pizza while she was out and make. Me to eat a bit of pizza while she was out, and to make us a couple of Western omelets for dinner. But she came home earlier than I expected and caught me pulling the pizza out of the oven. She was so surprised and happy that I made pizza for dinner that I didn't have the heart to tell her that it wasn't gluten-free. Oh, so he didn't make the pizza and then he wasn't like this wasn't a dastardly plan, you know. He wasn't like, oh, you know, I'm gonna make this pizza for this bitch because I'm so tired of eating gluten-free. He was gonna eat the pizza himself and then make other food for dinner. So, all right. Okay, so, all right. So, she was didn't have the heart to tell her it wasn't gluten-free. A couple days later, she figured out that I lied and accused me of being selfish and unsupportive. I tried to explain to her that she's gorgeous just the way she is and that eating regular food now and then won't change that, which is honestly kind of true.
It is kind of true.
I also brought up my concerns about her feeling that...
Are you having issues with this too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I also brought up my concerns about her feeling the need to fixate on her diet when she already has 10,000 plus followers on Instagram. This literally brought her to the verge of tears. Because in her mind, it makes me unsympathetic to the beauty standards expected of her. Am I the asshole? This one's hard for me, honestly.
Real quick, can you clarify? It says she's a model, or is she an Instagram model?
I'm assuming that she's an Instagram model. I'm assuming that she is an Instagram model, and that's how she probably... Because you can make income from that.
Yeah.
You can make a
but
lot
not
of
with
income from that.
10,000 followers. That's not.
And maybe
enough.
she's doing both. Maybe
Yeah,
she's
she could actually work for a modeling agency,
and
and
she does Instagram stuff.
yeah, which honestly, with 10,000 plus followers, you make a decent amount. Like it's a couple thousand a month, I believe.
No, I don't think it's that much.
Somebody check that because I'm pretty sure like
All right, let's see.
Instagram.
One of my coworkers has 27,000 followers. Like I've seen it, TikTok and Instagram, and I'm
And
not.
they make some
he
amount
makes
of money.
money off of it. I know he does, but I don't think it's thousands.
Well, per month, like a couple thousand per month.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he makes thousands per month.
I wonder what that is. There's got to be a rate somewhere.
All right, so how much does Instagram pay per post? Just how much money can you make on Instagram depends on the influencer and their level of commitment and the uniqueness of their Instagram content and audience. While some brands pay anything from $5 to $10 per 1,000 followers, others offer $100 for every followers you have. So you're really not making money from Instagram. You're
making it
making
from
money
the branding.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
the endorsement.
From who you
so,
are.
Yeah, basically. So if you're like a rich famous person, you're probably making $100 per 100 people you have on there. And if you're a struggling person, you're probably it's possible that person is only making what,
Anywhere from
like $1,000 or $100 a month off of 10,000 followers.
So
Which really is, that is.
But regardless,
with this,
I say he's the guy.
That's what I say. Why not just be honest? Be like, hey, I cooked
Okay.
some regular pizza, and you can have it if you want. I just wanted some regular pizza tonight.
that's what I'm saying. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily think he's the asshole. I think he became the asshole when he started to make it about her image.
Yeah.
Because that very clearly isn't what is important to her. What's important to her is that he supports her in what she wants
Yeah.
to do. That's what's important to her.
And also, she makes money off of her image.
of course.
So-
Yeah. So,
so,
like, that's a big deal to her.
You don't get a say in that. That is 100%
Fucking
her.
bingo.
And you don't get a say in that anyway. But like the fact that she also makes money off of it.
I will
makes it
say
even
though,
worse.
I will say though that even though he was a dick and made it about her image and didn't just fess up, because like I will say that there was no malicious intent behind this, so I can kind of like err on the side of they're both being a little unreasonable in this situation, but he's the asshole because he didn't just speak up and say something. He let it ride. You know, he didn't. But there was no malicious intent. There was no malicious intent behind this, and it seems like to me he didn't want to crush her spirit in the moment by saying, "Oh well, this pizza
Chiropractic
has
appointment
gluten in
tomorrow.
it." You know.
Oh, nice.
I need to go to a chiropractor. I'm so fucking bad.
My other thing is I feel like it exposes maybe problems in the relationship if he can't be honest about just fucking pizza and has
Yeah.
to lie about it. And
What
then
else is he lying about? You know.
and when he gets caught, he doesn't go, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I should have told you."
And that's what he should have done.
And he
And that-
attacks her with, why can't you just have, pizza? You're so worried about your image. You're beautiful how you are. Yeah, you're 100% the asshole. And
agree.
yeah, maybe look at the relationship because maybe it's not the right relationship for you guys. I don't
can agree
know.
with that too. I will say
I
will
wouldn't
say
go
though
that far.
that looking at it on the other end, taking a look at her for a second, like I can also kind of see where this dude might be coming from because people that are so obsessed with their body image to the point to where they make a career out of it, they have some very insane mindsets.
Yeah, that's where I am with my image.
Especially people like this, like models who like have such insanely strict diets and have such insanely strict exercise regimes. Like not everybody is into that.
No, but
Yeah.
that's their career and their lifestyle. Like,
But
Yeah.
I think
you have to.
I think
for-
that kind of career and that kind of lifestyle promotes a lot of unhealthy habits.
100% agree, but I don't think that's
But,
the issue.
Yeah, I mean,
It's her
like,
choice. The issue
yeah.
is that's her choice, and she just wants him to support her in that
yeah,
choice.
most models, most actors, like they all have unhealthy habits. Like when you see an actor with this ripped bod in a movie, they have dehydrated themselves. They like all this super unhealthy
Well,
stuff.
A good example
And-
of that. Have you guys ever seen The Machinist? with
Yeah.
Christian
Oh, how much-
Bale? Dude,
yeah.
he tormented himself for that fucking.
Yeah.
movie. He absolutely wrecked his body for that fucking.
100%.
movie. And then he turned right back around and gained a whole bunch of weight and got fucking shredded for another movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, Batman.
yeah, that's gotta be just
Then
hardcore on your
didn't
body.
he get fat to play Dick
Yep.
Cheney?
Yeah.
I
yeah.
don't know about Dick Cheney, but I know he got fat for the
Did he play? Was that
Wait,
him that played Dick Cheney?
What movie was
Maybe I'm
that?
wrong.
There was a con artist movie with Bradley Cooper, him.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, Hustlers,
Okay.
Oh,
American Hustlers.
that's a good.
Yeah.
Or American Hustler, whatever it was. But yeah, he was fat, and I mean, he was
Yeah.
a big, almost unrecognizable in that.
God,
But yeah, like that. You're right, because they surround themselves, being in that industry, they're surrounded with people of a similar mindset, and it's an echo chamber for the unhealthy lifestyle
Yeah.
choices that keep you that size and make you the money. But that's her choice,
Yeah.
right? And we're not here to judge her choice. You're dating her. That means she comes with her choices.
Yeah.
Like,
And you either support that or you don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
And just it's so easy, right? Like you said. She walks in. Oh, you made
Just-
pizza? Oh, I'm sorry, babe. Like this one's
Yeah,
not-
yeah.
that's
This
all,
one's
that's
for
all
me.
he had to do.
Yeah.
But
Like
at the
that was-
same
Hey,
time,
let's order you gluten-free pizza so we can have something together.
At the same time,
easy.
though, I can
Yeah.
also I'm not saying I see it from his perspective, but I can also say that like in general, this is probably a kind of an unhealthy relationship because he doesn't fully support what she's doing. He obviously has his opinions about it and his disagreements about it, and she's obviously very steadfast on living this kind of lifestyle and having this kind of
Yeah.
diet and doing these kinds of things. At the end of the day, this is probably a pretty unhealthy relationship and probably should not exist.
See,
Um,
I disagree with that. I think that
Are we seeing cracks in there that aren't there?
I think that maybe he needs to talk to her about like, hey, like I would like to eat
Apologizing
my
would be a
way.
start.
Well-
But also on the same, like even I feel guilty. Okay, like when, especially in the past when I was single, I remember one time I was talking to this woman at the bar. She was beautiful, attractive, everything, and she was introduced to me through a friend. And so like she got up to go to the bathroom, and I was talking to my buddy, and I was like, so like what's her deal? Like what's going on with her or whatever? He's like, oh, you know, she's a health nut.
We got
She
a
goes to the
comment on
gym."
Facebook. Guy named Onebeard. What is even happening here? Well, I can tell you what's happening
Nothing.
here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just tangent after tangent.
Yeah,
after tangent.
basically. Yeah.
Okay, so tangent here.
Yeah.
You're looking for a podcast name.
I am. Yeah, we got to name this shit. We're
I
three
think-
episodes in. We don't have a name.
Feel like you should just name it like tangentially related or something like that. Like,
I was thinking
That is not bad because we
gotta
do.
have tangents somewhere
it's
in
like
the
we
name.
No,
start here
that's
and then we
all
end
we
up
are.
over there somewhere.
all this is one giant tangent.
Yeah.
That takes us from A to we don't know where.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah, back
I
to
don't.
your story.
I don't think so. Yeah. So he's like, she goes to the gym 7 days a week. You know, she works out. She has a very strict diet. Like he's like, she's drinking, you know, whatever it was, vodka and like I think it was like straight vodka or something. He's like, she's just very into that. And I was like she came back. I was very nice, but I was like, I'm like not interested.
Yeah.
Because like while I am interested and would like love the, you know, no. Okay, I'm not about that lifestyle. I would feel very guilty if, you know, I sat on my ass all day playing video games and eating Taco Bell, you know, $15 at a time, and she got back from working and going to the gym. Like, no, like we're not compatible. So I was just like, it's nice to meet you. She ended up dating a friend's friend. I went camping with him like 2 years ago, and he's like really big into going to the gym and like all this.
So they were a good match.
They were a great match.
Did it work
Yeah.
out?
They're still together.
Hey, nice.
They went to Florida, then they went to Colorado. Now they're back in Florida.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, like
Nice.
good for them. But and like it wasn't like we had been set up or anything. I was just talking
Yeah.
to her. But yeah, I was like, that's not for me.
And kind of going back to that, so I guess would have a question for this guy. Like, is she forcing her lifestyle on him? Because if that's going on, then they need to sit down and compromise, be like, hey, this is your lifestyle. This is not the lifestyle I want to live. So let's figure out an in-between place where I'm okay doing my stuff, you're okay doing your stuff, and we're just okay together.
And
So-
well, he said he was Italian, right? Like
Yeah.
in my mind, if that's what is important to you, like the food aspect of family and everything, which is a thing, and I get that.
Yeah.
Like that's what you need to be looking for in a long-term relationship. So maybe you need to focus on what your priorities actually
Yeah.
are.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, like that's if that's what you want, you're never going to get that with your current significant
Yeah.
other. And I'm not saying like leave her because I think she was the one that was right in all of this. So I kind of hope that that's her decision,
Yeah.
not yours. But still, like maybe you guys need to figure out what your actual priorities are.
Yeah. And what I know from Italians from watching Jersey Shore, which I'm sure is a great representation, is
Yeah.
they do love their food. They do.
All right. Oh, what? Did you see that viewership drop?
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's
No.
5. We were down to 3 for a while there.
Well,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
most of our viewers are on Twitch now.
Nice.
I'm on Twitch.
Welcome,
This guy with
everybody.
Longbeard seems really confused that we're not streaming video games, even though
Oh,
Even though
we
we're
say we're streaming video games.
means read only. Oh, and we've only had the one comment so far.
Well,
Yeah.
it doesn't pull Facebook comments.
I'll
That's cool.
figure all this stuff
That's
out.
fine.
Yeah. I mean,
We're professionals.
We are.
Wait, what's his name? One Beard?
Yeah. He's okay. So hold on. I'll
wanna-
read you the.
I kinda
I'll
wanna
read the
create an
comment
account.
thread.
Two beard.
Yeah. 3 Beard. Just keep one
my
up in him.
nemesis.
He's like, I'm so
One
lost.
beard.
I thought video
Infinite
games were
beard.
being streamed. So Beefsteak McNug streams, which is my friend and coworker actually. He streams video games. We do not. We very clearly are not
do-
streaming video
Yeah.
games.
We have from time to time.
We have.
Have you guys?
Yeah, we did. What was the one that we did?
Oh, we did the Phasmophobia
Yeah,
stream.
Phasmophobia.
Oh, that was
That
so
was
much
fun.
fun. That was so much fun.
Did you guys get scared?
Obviously, the whole. I hit the truck the entire
We shit
time.
ourselves. Come on.
I didn't. I have a shit bucket.
Maybe I need to get a shit bucket. Stop ruining my jeans, you know?
God, did you hear the World of Warcraft South Park episode?
That-
With their shit bucket. It's just explosive diarrhea from eating
That
nothing
was
but hot
hands
pockets.
down one of the best episodes of the entire show. I
Yeah.
loved that. So here's another one, and
right.
this one's been branded not the asshole, and actually I feel like just based on the title, probably not the asshole.
All right.
Am I the asshole because I didn't tell my roommates I own the house and ended up letting them evict themselves? So
Wait.
Ooh.
I mean-
I believe context is important here.
Context.
Well,
very
context is important, but just going off of that, it doesn't matter if you own the house or not. If you've all signed a lease with him saying you are paying so much a month in rent and you're not paying it, then what would they expect to happen without knowing any more
Right? No, yeah, I agree.
going into that?
Yeah, I
Like
could-
if you've signed a contract saying, hey, I'm going to pay $300 to you every month for rent, and then you go 5 months without paying, like, what do you
I
expect
wish
to
my
happen?
rent was $300.
Wouldn't
a
that be
month.
amazing?
That'd be-
Well, I mean,
that's unrealistic for this fucking
no,
place.
there's 3
Yeah.
of you here. Your rent's not that much more than $300 a month, right?
It's $460,
Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah.
but that's $460 per person.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. Yeah.
I wish it was $460 divided by 3.
Oh, that would be
That'd be-
amazing.
That'd be lit.
Yeah.
As
I
the kids
do.
say.
My wife pays $300 to our rent from her money, and I pay $680 from my money. And we all know I work where I work, so that's a lot of money. That's almost a paycheck.
I live in a single income household.
We're in the well.
What did you do?
We
when you
might
left?
sound
what are you
northern
doing?
because
did
we're
you have
in
like
the
a career
Midwest.
now, or
Yeah. So I went back to my job that I had pre-COVID.
Except I'm not from the Midwest. I'm
Yeah.
from the South.
So, yeah, I used to be.
male stripper?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice job.
There you go. And now I've opened up. I got
You've
a
got your
corner
own.
downtown.
Nice.
So yeah.
You work that pole on the corner.
No, well, yes, but no. I used to be. I was a general manager for a company here, and then they shut down the office for COVID, and now I'm working from home as just a sales rep. But I told them if I was going to come back to work for them, they had to make me a good offer, and
They made you.
They offered me my general
Where
manager
at
salary
in the
back.
South?
Oh,
So
so you're selling stuff,
yeah,
but you're on a salary, so it's not a commission job or
it's
anything.
both actually.
Oh.
So now I get my GM salary plus commission. So I make more now than I did.
Yeah.
Back then. It's nice. Yeah. I love my job. It's an easy job, and I know how to deal with the stressful parts of it. So
Yeah.
like that's what this has turned into, like
Career advice with Dave.
career development. Okay.
How to
Find-
strengthen your career.
Find a job where you can put up with the stressful parts. And once you've found that job, just stick with it. Because like,
That's terrible advice.
why?
I don't know. I'm only 25, so I don't.
Nah.
I think that's terrible advice.
Like the stressful parts of my job, I enjoy dealing with. They're things that
It's
are,
like a challenge to you. It's something
Right.
almost fun. You look at it, you're like, hey, this is what I'm going to do.
Yep.
Let's see
like,
how I
like
solve this today.
overcoming that specific type of adversity.
I have some Coke in the fridge. Do you want some?
Oh, I only drink Diet.
That's fair. I don't have Diet Coke.
So I'm
You
just going to
shouldn't do
eat
that.
some ice cubes.
All right.
Healthy.
It's good for the teeth.
Yeah.
High caloric intake though.
Yeah, there's so many calories in water. I can't do it.
But yeah, go ahead because I could theorize about this all day, and I'm leaning towards you are the asshole.
Yeah.
but-
All right.
Well, no, I'm leaning towards not the asshole just because.
Again, context
Yeah.
is quite important in this one.
I mean, if he's like,
Exactly.
hey, I let my best friends live with me and,
Right.
you know, but they didn't know he owned the house.
She.
So I'm assuming they went into it thinking, hey, we're all renting from this place and they had some kind of rent agreement.
right.
But
So
that's why I think she's the asshole. Like if I invited I'm assuming they were friends prior to moving in together. And if I invite
Possibly.
friends to move in with me to a house that I own, that feels like I'm taking advantage. But that's why I don't want to theorize about it
Yeah.
anymore because the deeper I
But
go.
kind of with that, though, like you would think if you were close enough friends, you would know that she probably owned her own home.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like if I owned a house, I'd be
Yeah.
like, hey guys, I own a house. I pay whatever and a mortgage a month.
See,
Yeah.
though, she might have refrained from telling them that because maybe they would have taken more advantage.
Yeah, and maybe they'd be like, hey, well, give us some, you know.
But if you know that going into it, like, geez, I don't know.
Then
Yeah.
don't rent to those people.
So okay,
yeah.
all right,
All right,
hold on.
let's hear the rest of it.
I, female 28, own a house. I wish I didn't because I inherited it from my grandmother, whom I would prefer to have whom I would prefer to have back.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
She'd rather have her grandmother than the house. Well,
Yeah.
people get old and they die. Too bad.
Yeah, it's life.
it is.
It's an older
Death,
house
actually.
in a mature
Yeah.
neighborhood in my city. It has a huge yard, a garden, and a detached garage large enough for a couple of cars and an RV. Holy fuck. It also has an in-law suite where I live. I started living there when
What?
I started university, and I love it. My exit leads to the backyard and my garden. After the estate was all settled, I was left with a little money and a fully paid off house. Nice. Not a lot of people can say that.
No.
I am the baby of all the cousins, and I was an oops baby. I am 17 years younger than the next youngest. I decided that I would keep living in my area and just take on short-term renters to help me cover expenses. I also plan to allow any of my nieces and nephews who went to school in my city to live with me. So far, only my one nephew has, and he was well behaved and moved out when he finished school. I found a couple that wanted the entire upper floor for 1 year while they got settled for moving across the country for work. No big deal. I have three... What? Oh. I have 3 nibblings? I don't know what the fuck that means. Like,
Is it like
nieces,
animals?
nephews?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I have 3 nibblings graduating the next year, and
Oh.
only one might go to school in my city. So I let my property manager set up a 1-year lease. My city does not have a minimum rental increase. This is important. You guys know what a minimum rental increase is?
Like how much you can increase your rent every year.
So after 6 months, the problems start. The wife got pregnant, and they like the house. They have not found a house they want to buy. They want to keep living here, but they don't want a roommate. So one day, the husband catches me and says he has talked to the property manager about renting the entire house, and that I might want to start looking elsewhere for a place to live. Oh, is that so? All right. I check with my guy, and yep, he wants the whole house. So I talk to my lawyer because I don't want any problems. As long as the increase is 1 year after tenancy, and I give them 3 months, and I give 3 months notice, there is literally no limit on the rental increase. So I tell my property manager to raise the rent for the ground level 50%. They have 5 months notice of a rental increase, so I'm in the clear. Now I can hear them fighting about having to find a new place, which I don't get because I was clear in the lease that it was only for 1 year, and I gave them a good price because they had excellent credit and rental history. The real estate market in my city isn't crazy. They should be able to find something to buy in time, or at the very least, somewhere else to rent. I have talked to my parents about this, and they said I'm being sort of mean. I don't think I am. I have a plan for my home, and it does not involve me moving out. I have a garden that I worked with my grandmother my entire life. I have a yard with raspberry bushes my grandfather planted for his kids and grandkids. My dog likes having a yard to play in. I could have told them it's my home, but it's not their business. That's part's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, not the asshole. at
Not
all.
the asshole.
But
The
also-
other guy's the asshole for thinking he's like, I'm going to kick this bitch out
Yeah,
and
no
rent the whole
shit.
place to myself.
Yeah,
or for me and my
not only
family.
that, she was there first. She was there
Well,
first.
My question is though, like, why didn't they just tell him no?
Yeah, because the property manager could be like, hey, no, so 1 year
Yeah, the
lease.
property manager
Yeah.
could have revealed that is not part of the deal. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I guess the property manager didn't want to start any problems. Didn't want to get caught in the middle of all of that shit.
Well, no,
But
but
isn't
that's
that
their
their job?
job.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know
that's-
that's
that's
I know
what
that's
they're-
their job.
Your
but that's-
property manager
yeah.
is the asshole here.
It's
for not
also
just saying,
not. It was probably agreed upon that the property manager would not disclose that information, meaning that he wouldn't. That they wouldn't disclose the fact that the owner of the house is also living.
No, but
No.
you don't even need to.
Yeah, just say, hey,
they're asking for the house and the entire property, including the in-law suite, right? So A, there's going to be a rent increase because now they have to cover the whole thing. So they had to be
Yeah.
expecting that. But B, the property manager could just be like, yeah, no, like the person that's living on the property is not going to be evicted so that you can rent the whole property.
Yeah.
Like that's not happening. It's done and done.
Yeah, and then they could be like, oh, well, can we rent for another year where we're at?
Yeah.
And there probably wouldn't have been an issue.
right.
Except that one of her nieces or nephews was coming to live there at the end
Potentially.
of that year. Potentially at
Yeah.
the end of that year. Yeah.
So it wasn't confirmed, and I don't know. I don't think they're asshole at all.
I'm gonna say I don't think they're the asshole. I think they could have provided a little bit more transparency on the matter, but not the asshole.
I'm with she does not need to provide any transparency
true.
for the people renting. All they need to know is that she's also living
Like,
there.
Look at it
And-
this way. Okay, we live in a college town. If you rent an apartment on the 3rd floor of any apartment complex around here, and one day you're like, I really like this apartment, and you just start telling your neighbors, hey, everybody on the 3rd floor needs to start looking for new apartments because I want the whole floor to myself. That's an asshole fucking move. Like,
So these are-
you don't get to just
Yeah.
Two comments that stick
Okay.
out to me. This first comment, not the asshole. When the husband told you to start looking, he told you exactly what he'd do if the roles were reversed. He'd kick you to the curb. Funny that they did not even respect your seniority and wanted to kick you out of the house you occupied beforehand.
Yeah.
You can get rid of them with no guilt. Also, the fact that she's pregnant is of no importance here. She can manage her stress by herself, not your problem. Mm-hmm. Second comment following that, he responded to the funny that they didn't even respect your seniority and wanted to kick you out of the house. They're sounding extremely entitled. The husband assumed that just because he wanted the whole house, he'd get it, which, yeah, that sounds like
Yeah.
entitlement to me. But I'm surprised that after rooming with OP for half a year, they haven't figured out that she's the owner. Have they not asked too much about the history of the house that they are living in?
See that I disagree with that because like I've lived multiple places and
I've never.
I never knew who the owner was.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know, especially
assuming-
when there's a management company that you
Yeah.
deal with.
Yeah, and they did go through a property manager probably to remain slightly anonymous,
Yeah,
in the
anonymous.
whole matter, which I would do that too. I wouldn't.
I mean, that's how a lot of things are ran now, right? Like, if you go downtown here and you want to rent a house, there's one property management company that I rented from,
Yeah.
and I know that they have like 15 different owners that they manage for on like 50 houses.
Yeah.
I didn't know who owned my house, and the owner,
could be-
frankly, didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like he didn't know who I was.
Nope.
So, yeah, that one, that's just whatever. But yeah, you don't get to kick people out of another property on that property.
Yeah.
Anyway, that just doesn't happen.
And maybe she dodged a bullet, not having to hear a baby cry like, after it was
like
born.
even here, like I said, college town. Mm-hmm. Most people sign their leases and start in August, right?
Yeah.
Because of school. But that's still not true for everyone.
No.
My first apartment, I moved in March. Like, so what they think that when their lease ends and they re-sign for the next lease, that's also when she's re-signing. You don't know that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you don't just get to kick someone out. You have no power.
I still don't understand why the property manager said, "Hey, this isn't going to happen."
Yeah.
Like,
That's not an option.
Yeah, not an option. Your
yeah.
option is if you want to possibly extend out another year, you can. If that, and it could be like, I've got to talk to the owner about that even. But renting the whole house, not an option. Because, I mean, the property manager has to know that she's living there. Like,
Right.
There's no, yeah.
It would have been so easy. But also, they still don't know, apparently. So, fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Damn, I wanted to read this one, but it literally got removed as soon as I clicked on the
Oh,
link.
no.
Wow. God.
Can you go to, like, isn't there a way to see shit
Yeah.
that's been removed?
Click on it. A lot of times, the top comment is like a bot
oh, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
archives it.
No.
No?
No, I didn't do that this time. Damn. Yeah, literally, like, I saw the text underneath, and as soon as I clicked on the link, it refreshed, and it got removed by the moderators. It's probably a pretty hot topic.
Yeah.
One of those controversial
the-
topics.
Am I the asshole for burning a cross in my neighbor's yard?
Whoa! A little.
It was
Most definitely.
we're going to burn a T to tell them it's time to go. But a lowercase t, so they know we're not yelling.
So it was the Venture Brothers I was watching recently.
You and the Venture
I
Brothers.
know. But Dean was in love with this girl, and he went to burn, like, he had her name, like, Trina, it made of wood in the yard, and he sets it on fire, and everything goes out except for the T. So, yeah.
I love that
God
show.
damn.
I thought about doing a Venture Brother costume this year for Halloween.
There you go. My wife is having issues with our Fire TV Cube.
Uh-oh. What's going on with it?
Nah, it's not working. I just told her to unplug it and plug it back in.
That's usually...
Yeah, usually
Tech
solves
support.
it. Yes.
Cha-ching!
Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back
That is
in?
like, dude, most of our diagnostics are like, it's not plugged in, or did you turn it on? Oh,
Yeah.
you're on the wrong input.
My dishwasher's broken right now. I need someone to come fix it. Because I've done that. I threw the breaker, let it sit for a minute.
Don't try and
I
fix your
put it back
dishwasher,
on.
Dave. I did that and flooded my house.
Yeah, well, mine is it's computer issue, not mechanical issue.
Oh.
It just keeps flashing error on it.
Oh,
And
it's
have
an
you
error
Googled
code.
it?
What
No,
brand is your dishwasher?
Wait, how have you not Googled it?
I don't know.
I mean, that would be like my first stop
asked-
is
well-
Google. Hey, dishwasher, error code, blah, blah, blah.
It's not error code. It's just ERR because that's all the little
yeah.
thing. But also,
Oh.
like, I'm just waiting. I asked my wife to get me the manual because I'll take a look at it when I can actually sit down with the
right back.
manual. And she's like, I can't remember where I found it, so let me look for it. And then she hasn't got back to me.
You see, once again, go online and you'll probably find a PDF of it.
And I have to do that for
Come
everything
on,
else,
Dave.
man. Like my motorcycle, my weed eater, all of that is PDF form. I know we have the book. Give me the book.
I mean,
So much
I'm
easier.
surprised you got a book with it because nowadays, like, nothing
I-
comes with books anymore.
when
It's
I-
like a little quick start guide, and then it's like, for more information, go to our website.
Yeah, or there's a QR code. It's just
Yeah.
a page with a QR code. I hate that. I despise it. Like I paid $1,200 for this piece of shit.
Mm.
You can at least print out the instructions.
That would have made it $1,400.
Fuck them. Like that's how I fixed my furnace because I had the
The
book.
instructions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, I fixed it like 90%, and then I was like, "This is under warranty. Why haven't I just called?"
Yeah.
And the guy shows up. He's like, "Damn!" It's like, "You look like you know what you're doing." I was like, "Nope." Read the book. It was a great way to get 2 hours away from the kids.
Yeah.
I laid out in the garage, fucked around with it. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I mean,
But there
like
is
doing
something to
things
fixing
myself.
stuff yourself. No,
Yeah.
there's like a sense of accomplishment. Like, hey, I fixed that. And
my problem is like I know that I can, because I've done it so often.
yeah.
But I also like it's a pain in the ass. Like
No.
I told you about like the wife's CV joints on her car. Like
I don't remember you saying that.
They told me it was going to be like $900 to
Yeah.
fix it, and so I checked, and I could get both parts for like $120 a piece. And then I took it to my grandparents' garage because my grandpa has every tool known to man.
Yeah.
And I spent like 6 or 8 hours underneath the car.
And you got it.
And like I aligned it with like a fucking tape measure and everything. And then I took it back to the tire shop because I buy my tires there and I get free
Alignments.
diagnostics and alignments.
Oh, nice.
And they check it and they go, no, the alignment's perfect. I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, I spent $300. I saved myself $500, and it took me like 6 or 7 hours. I was
Yeah.
like, that's like $80 an hour that I just made.
Oh,
I
yeah.
should open my own shop. But then again, I just don't like doing it, you know?
It's a lot of pain in the ass to do work on cars. But
Well, yeah, but,
when you go anywhere and it's $100 an hour labor right now,
yeah.
it's
They want $1,600 for brakes and rotors.
what?
Yeah, $1,600.
Where the hell were you going for that?
Bell Tire across the street.
For brakes and rotors, $1,600?
That's what I said.
Are you driving a Lamborghini?
No, it's a Kia.
That is insane.
Dave, we
I
could just
mean,
replace those brakes and rotors, man.
That's what I'm gonna do. I just have to order them.
No, don't be like me and almost kill yourself.
It's $470 for all the parts.
replacing
that now.
brakes. Yeah.
Like it's legitimately $470 for all the parts.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I would go so far as to pay $800 for them to do all of it. I still think that's highway robbery because I know they're gonna knock it out in an hour.
Yeah, it's not even going
But-
to be like a day-long job or
Right.
something.
Like they'll put it on their fucking lift and it'll be done. But no, I will not pay $1,600. Fuck you.
insane.
Fuck you. That's a 2-week paycheck for me. Mm-hmm. Fuck you. And then they're like, you should also probably get new tires before winter comes. I'm like, fuck you.
We're going to give you this high-interest loan to take care of it all. So
Actually, I normally do when I get tires, I get their credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I need it, but because it's a great way to just do a quick credit boost over
That's true.
8
Yeah.
months, you know?
I need new tires. I'll have to look into that.
That it's nice. You always get approved.
Yeah.
Like it's worse than like a retail outlet. They're just like, oh, you have a name and a social security number.
Let's check. You got a pulse. All right, let's do this.
Approved. But yeah, like that $1,600. I was like,
That's insane. I
that's
love
stupid.
my mechanics. It's a place in town we've been going to them for years, and they've got, I think, I was talking to them the other day because they had changed my tie rod.
Okay.
It was going out. I had no idea it was going out. My car was just making a funny noise, but it's still making the funny noise. But he only charged me $130.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that was the tie rod, and he said it was going to be $180. They charged $97, but he said my tie rod was so easy to change. He's like, usually you got the torch, blah blah blah. He's like, it just came apart. Was able to put the new one in, but yeah, they charged $97 an hour for labor. But from talking to them, they said most of the like dealerships charge about $200 an hour. So
Here's my question. How
Yeah.
long is it going to take them to actually do the brakes and rotors on my wife's car?
it can't, because you go to, I went to Midas and got my brakes changed, and it took 45 minutes.
Right. Now,
And the rotors is not much more work.
It's-
Like you
I
get
mean-
everything off and you pop the rotor off, you pop a new one on.
worst case scenario, you hit it with a mallet.
Yes.
Like, and it's a fucked rotor anyway, so you don't even have to be careful with it.
Yeah.
Just whack it with a hammer. Like,
yes, that is.
so, like, are they planning on 5 hours and charging $200 an hour? Like, if it's going to take you 5 hours to do my brakes and rotors, like, that's what it takes me.
Yeah,
like, and that's because I
100%.
take union brakes, damn it. Like,
Then I got no idea what the fuck I'm doing. So I got to watch a couple YouTubes while I'm doing it. Be like, all right, this is how I get this part off. And
Good old
I'm
YouTube
pretty
University.
good.
Gotta love
I'm-
that shit.
oh fuck yeah,
You learn
Oh, yeah.
anything from YouTube.
That's how I changed my radiator.
really?
Well, no, I made it almost all the way to the end, and then I couldn't get the new one in. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? I took it out. Everything was perfect, right?
Yeah.
And I looked it up on YouTube, and they're like, on your specific vehicle, you can remove it with absolutely no problems. But to get it back in, you have to pull out this one bolt. And I was like, what in the fuck? How does it even do that?
Yes.
That's magic.
You remember replacing Trace's headlight bulb? That was fun.
That was fast.
That was
Like,
fast.
yeah.
But that was
It's like
there for
3 minutes.
There for a second, it was like, what? How do you get your arm in there? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I figured it out though. We got it.
YouTube helped me out one time. We had an old Camry and it sat for a while, and then we went to go like drive it again, and
putting gas into it, you had to basically hold it so it was barely on, and it would slowly flow. Because if you tried to go any quicker, it kept stopping. It kept stopping. Like it wasn't.
It sounds like
allowing
the O2 sensor.
It wasn't the O2 sensor. And went on
Really?
YouTube. I took it to a mechanic. They said, well, we can flush your lines, and that should improve. They flushed lines, didn't do anything. And then I went online, and this guy, there was a little rubber hose on the very bottom that let the vapors from the gas tank escape through it. And he had an old Camry, and some mud wasps got in there and built like a nest. And so I got under the car, found that little rubber tube, pulled it off. There was a bunch of spider egg sacs in it from like dead spiders for like years. Yeah. And I just used
nightmare.
No, I hate spiders. Hey, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I hate them. And I just cleared it out, put it back on, and the issue was gone. And it's like fucking YouTube. It's like somebody.
It's magic, dude.
Yeah, and it's
somebody
just
somewhere
it had the same issue
yeah.
and fixed it. And you just go online and you're gonna find it eventually.
Yeah, but the spiders that laid the eggs
Oh,
are still
but-
in the vehicle.
No, they're not,
Burn
because
it.
I'm sure they died from the exhaust from the gasoline because it sat for a little bit, and then once we started driving it again, like gasoline exhaust was coming out. They probably died miserable deaths.
Man,
But
one-
no, I'm the same way. Spiders are this.
I had a spider crawl out of my air vent while I was driving, doing like 60 down the road, and I'm just staring at this thing. I'm like, "Don't you fucking move!" Like, I
know,
was about
mild
to, I
panic
wasn't,
attack on the
wasn't even
highway.
looking at the road anymore. Just driving
Yeah,
by
you're just-
this. I'm like, this is not good.
No. Do you know bagel chips?
Yes.
What?
Bagel chips.
Bagel chips?
Yeah, I don't know if they're,
oh.
you know what I'm saying. They're like little crispy like chips. That some of them in the
yes.
shape of bagels.
Yeah.
I was eating those one day, and I was probably 11 or 12, and I pull one out, and there's like a dead crusty spider on the chip, and it just
Yeah, I'd eat it.
Nope.
no
No.
way in hell,
No.
no. Yeah, I'm the same way. Spiders just creep me out. Sometimes I have to be a man and kill them, but a lot of
that's what
times
my
I
wife's
like
for.
to run away. No, my wife's even. My wife is even more afraid than I am of spiders,
No,
and
see-
so I have to be the one that mans up.
My wife is fine with them.
That must be
Like,
nice.
I've woken her up in the middle of the night one time.
Screaming.
Like my computer is set up like this in the corner of our bedroom, right? And so she went to bed watching TV while I was playing video games, and I was still playing, and this big fucker crawls across the wall. It's just right there, and like over my computer, and I'm
And you
like, that's it. It's
and
the
you
middle.
have to keep eyes on it because you can't lose it because you
Right,
know
'cause then it's gonna be there.
and it's going to come after you while you sleep or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like,
no, 100%. I'm
back
with him.
to the bed, like trying to get away from my headset as it rips off my head. I'm like, babe. She's like, what? I was like, I'm sorry. I need you to get up. She's like, why? What's going on? Are the kids okay? I'm like, yeah, the kids are fine. And I'm like, there is a spider problem. And she looks at the wall without her glasses on. She's like, oh, yeah, I'll take care of that for you. It's like, thank you. Like, I can handle anything else. Anything. We had, this is gross, but like, there was a maggot problem one time. It doesn't bother me. Maggots are fine. Okay? And by the way, just for you few viewers out there, just so you know, never throw like cans of empty wet cat food into a trash can that you don't empty regularly. Yeah, she had set up a special trash can for it that
Yeah.
she was emptying regularly, and then she rearranged, and that trash can ended up like next to the washing machine, but it's behind the door,
and
just never got used again. And then one day she was just deep cleaning, and she found it back there, and it had like 4 cans of wet cat food in it that she had given the cats. And just maggots. And she's like, she called me crying. Actually, it was last week while we were on the on the street.
really? You're like,
That's
I
what she
gotta
called
go
me
and take care of
Like,
this.
so she called me crying. She was like, I don't know what to do. I just took the trash can and threw it outside. It's in the yard.
I mean, shit. What else can you do?
Yeah.
I was like, it's fine. I'll take care of it. Like, it's they're just maggots.
Yeah.
That's fine. Spiders?
still.
Nope.
Now, I've got 2
It's the
stories
one
here.
thing.
Do you do the thing if there's a spider like outside your house, you're just like, hey, if you stay outside, everything's going to be fine. But as soon as you cross that border into my home, you're going to die.
All bets are off.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Depends on the spider. Depends on his location.
Yeah, that's what I always do. If there's like one on the patio or one on the porch, it's always like, look, buddy, I will not kill you right now, but if you come in the house, you're going to die.
The patio, the porch, and the kids' play area, we built
Yeah.
their jungle gym. No spiders allowed.
Okay.
Okay.
Makes sense.
The garden, fine. I don't do the gardening.
Yeah.
That's my wife's hobby. Like, if she doesn't want them there, she'll remove them.
Yeah.
But yeah, stay away from like my hangout areas.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Because I don't like I like to go out on my back patio and like relax and have a few
Yeah.
drinks. And I don't want to have to worry about
That spider up in the corner just
Yeah.
staring at you. So you stare at it.
Carlos. I do name my spiders.
Yeah, 100%. You
Yeah.
have to.
But yeah, like I don't want to worry about the ones that are right there. Now there are some places where I'm like, no, like I try and push the spiders towards certain areas because it like cuts down on mosquitoes and shit.
Yeah.
And that's cool. But yeah, no, they out of sight, out of mind. That's the rule. You can live wherever the fuck you want as long as I never have to see you.
Yeah.
That's the price. They don't pay
Yeah.
rent. Stay hidden.
100%.
You don't clean my house. You don't do any chores. Stay
Yeah.
out of it.
Now, talking about maggots, I never saw the maggots, but so we had a place and we were renting, and it was a house, and my wife kept hearing something underneath the sink. And so I looked in there and there's like a little hole. And I'm like, it must be like a mouse or something getting in.
Okay.
So one thing I will never do again, we bought a glue trap. I will never do that again.
Yeah,
Because
they get
those
stuck
are-
there. You forget about it. They
No,
die.
it wasn't that. So one night she hears something get under there, and she said she heard it struggling for a while. And I look in there, and there's just a bunch of fur in the glue trap. Like, so whatever it was, free. So I'm assuming it was a big ass rat.
Had
It
to
was
have been.
not
Oh my God.
a mouse. So a couple weeks later, there are just these big fat flies, like all.
capybara.
Yeah.
I'd take a capybara. Shit.
Oh, 100%. I would love that thing. Just be like, come here, buddy. So there's like these fat flies like all over the house. I'm like, where the fuck are these flies coming from? And so we had like a very dirt, unfinished basement. And so I went down in there and it's just hundreds and hundreds of fat fucking flies. So the only thing I could think is that thing got out, was covered in glue, got stuck somewhere in a wall, died, and just the flies feasted on its flesh. I went down in that basement. I had a shirt covering my face and 2 cans of Raid, and I was just spraying it everywhere to kill them off.
Did you ever get like?
So-
Was there like a smell?
There was never a smell. It's just all of a
Never,
sudden
wow.
big fat flies started showing up. Maybe our place just smelled like shit, and I just never noticed
Maybe-
a difference.
Maybe you had a. It's a sign of a demon
Yeah.
in some cultures.
God, that would be
Fat ass
amazing.
flies.
Yeah, it was.
Demon can move in. He's got to pay rent though.
Yeah. Fucking rent ain't cheap, buddy.
Yeah.
Not these fucking days. Oh,
But no,
Shit,
that's
we're
yeah.
back up to 7 viewers.
we're doing good. We're
We
doing real
are.
good.
Forget what I was gonna say now about your maggot problem. I don't know. I'm at a loss.
You're at a loss. It's all right. Or like I said, I never saw the maggots, but
Another-
I sure saw those flies.
Shall we do another Am I the Ass?
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
100%.
I guess I should find one then.
Oh yeah. See, you were supposed to be doing that this whole time. This is
I know.
Hey, you're supposed to be like the leader of this. Oh, now you got your headphones in. You're not even paying attention
No,
anymore.
I am paying attention. I'm doing what I should have done a while ago and just checking the audio.
Oh, see how it sounds? How do we sound?
Good,
Sexy.
actually. The onboard,
Yeah.
the onboard monitoring for this is just so trash. There's a delay and it's terrible. And like
Yeah.
if you plug straight into the board, there's no delay, but the audio sounds way worse than what it really is. It's not like representative of what you hear on the stream. And then if I monitor from Streamlabs, there's a delay. So like I can't speak because
No.
there's a delay. It fucks up how I
I
talk.
don't know how anybody can wear headphones and have that feedback where you can hear yourself talk. I cannot do that. I tried it one time, and as soon as I start talking, I hear myself. I can't talk anymore.
So
Like,
if there's like
it's your voice in your head.
yes,
if
talking
there's
over your
even
other
just
voice.
that's an effect. That's literally like an effect. I forgot what it's called, but there's a scientific term for it where if you hear yourself and it's delayed by even just a millisecond, it fucks up. It trips up your speech. You can't talk.
100%.
There's actually a game designed around that you could buy where you put on headphones and you speak into this like little microphone, and you have to try and complete the sentence on a card, and the other person has to try and guess what you're saying because it just fucks up your speech that much.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be good at that.
Fucking Dave's like, I'm
I
so
could
pro level at
not
that.
do it at all.
Well,
What
because
if-
like I can shut it off. Like just
You can just
Cheater.
shut off your
like
hearing.
yeah, like you
That's a
can't do that.
superpower.
You're a father.
No,
right?
well, I'm not a father.
Oh, you're not.
No.
I thought you had a kid. I thought you had one
no,
kid.
no,
I don't know
no.
why. That's my bad.
Yeah, when I was 27, I got snip because we didn't want to have any kids.
Hell yeah.
See,
Yeah, that's an interesting
oh,
story.
that was a year before. That was literally when I knocked up my wife.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I should have followed suit. No,
I
that's
didn't
not
get a-
true. My kids are wonderful.
Yeah, I had to get a vasectomy done twice.
Oh, fuck that. I don't think I could. Yes. Like mine almost sent me into a panic attack. That was
Your
not
vasectomy?
fun. Yeah.
Mine didn't, but I did end up in the emergency room because my right nut was the size of an avocado for like a week.
See,
Wow.
Mine never got that big, but actually, I guess I don't know how big's an avocado.
I mean, an avocado is like, like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, no, mine never got that, but I had a similar issue to a lesser degree, I guess.
They had to ultrasound my balls to make sure they were okay.
Oh,
Yeah, so that was exciting.
I got worried for a while.
That was-
I was the type of guy like I'm not good at sitting still when I'm supposed to sit still.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, just take it easy for a week.
Just put a bag of fucking frozen peas
Yeah.
on there and it'll be
So like I
fine.
took it easy for 2 days.
Yeah.
and then like 3 days after that, I was out helping my uncle cut down a tree in the backyard. And
Did you do the jock strap?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh, see, I did do that.
No.
Yeah, I tried. I did one day. I think day 6, I took it off, and day 7, I was like, no, that was helping. But yeah,
Yeah.
good choice.
My first vasectomy felt like a back alley like vasectomy. Like,
Yeah.
I went to my doctor, and so like me and my wife, when we first got together, we talked about having a kid, and then after a couple years, I didn't want a kid, and then we were sitting there talking one night. I was like, "Hey, look, I don't want to have any kids," and she's like, "Thank God, because I don't either." I was like, "Perfect, I'll get a vasectomy." So we go talk to our doctor, and she's like, "Oh, my husband does those. He was a sports medicine doctor in the same facility." And so I was like, perfect, set us up an appointment. And she sets up an appointment, go talk to him. He's like, yeah, we can do this. You're going to come in on a Friday. I'm going to go snip, and we're going to send you on your way. I'm like, awesome. So I go in. He's down there for about a half hour.
Okay.
I'm seeing smoke rise up from my balls.
I know, right? Oh.
No. This is so after a half hour, he stops and says, I can't do this.
Oh.
And I go, what do you mean you can't do this? And what have you been doing for the last half hour? And he goes, well, your vas deferens or whatever that word is, they're too far back for my tools. And then I was like, well, did you get one done? Like, what have you been doing for the last half hour? He's like, well, I popped a blood vessel, so I've been cauterizing it so I don't bleed out of my fucking balls.
Yeah, that's the worst. way
Yeah,
to go.
so that was my experience with my first vasectomy. And then, yeah, after that, I fucking was in so much pain. They tried to charge me for it. I got a bill. And I called them. I said, hey, you guys sent me a bill for an unsuccessful surgery. And they're like, oh, we can still bill you for that. I was like, I'm not paying for him basically torturing me for a half hour.
Yeah, no,
The
fuck
bill,
that.
the bill dropped and went away. And yeah, so after that, and so it was like my right nut that he popped the blood vessel on. That's why it was so fucking swollen. And oh, I was in so much. And he did it so weird. So when I went to an actual urologist and had it done, they did 2 cuts on each side of the sac and went in and did whatever they did. He did only 1
I
cut
have to
in the
pause you for a second.
Okay.
Okay. This is definitely going to increase viewership.
Oh yeah, no. It's talking about balls.
It's
Fuck
talking about
yeah.
balls and how big they was and swollen.
Big
and
balls.
so yeah, so he only did 1 incision in the middle of my sac to go to it. Didn't even stitch it up afterwards. He's like, it's just going to heal up on its own. And so, yeah, when I went to the urologist and said, hey, this is what he did, and he's like, well, that's kind of weird. I'm going to do an incision on each side, and we're going to stitch that shit up afterwards. I was like, oh, thanks. So yeah, the second time went much better than the first time.
So mine, like, mine also felt slightly back alley, but
Yeah.
only because I made the conscious decision to do the same day one.
To get it from that hobo around the corner.
Yeah. Great guy, Tim. Yeah. Got him a Big Mac. No.
Damn.
Well, I had to go to Menards and, get a safety knife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, you had to get
A
the
soldering.
tools. Yeah.
But no. So there was the option to go and have the consultation and then like schedule your appointment.
Yeah.
Or go get the consultation same day appointment.
Oh.
And I went with that one because I felt like then I couldn't get in my head.
Yeah,
think about it,
You'd
yeah.
have time to change your mind. and
Yeah.
be like, nah.
So I go in, get fondled. He's like, "Yeah, man, this should be real simple. Like I can
Yeah.
feel everything's where it needs to be. Like this will be fast." And he just did the one incision, and it was like 15 minutes
In the middle of the set?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
15 minutes done.
He must have longer tools than the guy I went to had.
But he did a successful fondling and was like, "I can." He told me he's like, "I can do one incision with you."
Yeah.
So maybe it's just
Yeah, and I
how
don't
you're
think
built down there.
Yeah, I don't think the guy even fondled
admittedly,
me.
I have
He-
small balls, so
Oh, see, I got.
like, are they just? There's a lot of room in there. There's a whole nother dimension.
Yeah, so down there with me, it's like, 2 potatoes with a little like party sausage in between them. Yeah.
That's the problem.
I've got some healthy balls. Wish I had a healthier dick, but healthy balls.
That's all you can ask for, right?
That's right.
Healthy
Yeah.
balls. So, another Am
Oh
I
shit!
the
Yeah,
asshole.
we're doing Am I the Asshole?
Another Am I the asshole.
We had to fill time while you looked.
I know.
Yeah. I was.
We didn't want
Some
just
of these
dead
are just
air.
Dude, some of these are just not interesting. This one though is interesting. They've been branded not the asshole. I just based on reading it a little bit, skimming over it, and the title, they're not the asshole.
Yeah.
So, am I the asshole for sending an invoice to my wife's cousin after she didn't have space for us at her wedding? Didn't have space for us in quotes.
Okay, so right off the bat, were they originally invited?
Yes.
Did they
Pay for a ticket in a
pay?
hotel.
Yes, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, like a couple days before, we can't have you come.
So let's get some
because it
context.
does definitely seem like they probably aren't the asshole, but we need to, because it'd be
So-
one thing if it was like, hey, we bought tickets, but we can't come to your wedding. Something came up,
Right.
and
No, I'm going to. No, I was just laughing at you. I'm going to be contrarian here and
Uh-oh.
say that they are the asshole, but I'll delve deeper into that.
Yeah,
after
let's
he's
see
done.
what-
Yeah,
happened here?
Dave, I want you to hear the context first, at least. So, I own a printing company that I run with my wife. Her cousin came to us and wanted us to do all the signage, banners, guest books, life-size cutouts. It said life-size cutouts.
Yeah, when you've never seen that, like just a full size poster of you at your wedding. I'm being sarcastic.
Okay, I was about to say, what did you do at your wedding, Dave?
Yeah, there were posters, like full size cardboard cutouts
Shit.
of us.
Wedding traditions are getting weird. So, life-size cutouts, etc., for her wedding. We do this all the time for friends' weddings and events, and we never charge. We're happy to help out, and it's usually a lot of fun working together to make some cool stuff. A few weeks before the wedding, her wedding planner tells us they need the items by X date so they can set it up for the wedding. At this point, we hadn't received our wedding invitations and didn't even know when the actual wedding was. My wife texts her and tries to clarify when the wedding is and if we missed the invitation somehow. Oh, see, when I skimmed over it, it made it seem like that they were originally invited. My wife texts her and tries to clarify when the wedding is and if we missed the invitation somehow. Her cousin replies and says, "Oh, we downsized the wedding and we decided to have like a close friends and family thing." So, wait, you're not gonna... That's like the person literally doing all of the like
yeah,
the signage for your wedding is your that's your cousin, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like
So I'm assuming they invoiced them for the work they did.
yeah,
Which
100%.
that's not
so
Yeah,
we decided to have like a close friends and family thing, and that they didn't have space for us in the small venue. My wife and I are pretty hurt and insulted, and on top of it, we've spent close to $2,000 on all of the materials. Her cousin and the wedding planner kept making tiny revisions to the artwork and had us print samples to see how it would look in person, resize several of the items a few times, etc. All of that costs a ton of time and money, and we're a functioning business, so we either had to delay other orders or stay late and print her stuff on our own time. So I went ahead and billed her for our cost and said we needed payment before the delivery because I'm not going to chase her for payment for months or years after the wedding. Abso-fucking-lutely. We're not making money on it, so I just charged her for the cost of the materials. So far, we've gotten threatening calls from the cousin, her fiance, some random members of my wife's family that I don't even know, some of the groomsmen, etc., essentially calling us assholes. After the harassment, I'm considering charging full price or else we won't deliver the items. Are we the assholes here? Sorry, but I'm not going to waste my hard-earned time and money on someone who doesn't even consider us close friends or family. Not the asshole. No, absolutely not the asshole. In fact, at this point, after, like, okay, threatening calls from the... threatening calls... If you threaten me for that, fuck you. You're not getting your shit.
Yeah, guess what? I don't care if you pay me. That shit's going into a shredder.
Yeah, I'm going to burn it, record it, and then send it to you. There you go. There's your wedding shit. But, so, never mind. If the cousin and her fiance want to call and call them assholes, do whatever, all right, fine, whatever. Be mad. I don't care. But then... random family members, because you know that they're telling them that. They're telling, well, call them and fucking tell them what a fucking piece of shit they are. Like, at that point, if I start getting calls from other members of the family and I start getting calls from like groomsmen and shit like that, fuck you, your order's canceled. I'm not delivering it. I'm gonna destroy it. I'm probably gonna show you that I destroyed it. That would be my big thing. If you're gonna be that much of a dick about it, I'm literally going to take all that stuff out into my yard, put it in my fire pit, burn it, and send you the video, because fuck you, absolutely fuck you. I wouldn't even consider delivering it. Just no, the order's canceled. Fuck you. Yeah. No, not the asshole.
Stupid are you that you think it's okay to have somebody work on your wedding for free and not fucking invite them? And I've got kind of like a personal story. So at our wedding, this lady I worked at Meijer at the time, and one of the people that decorated cake said, hey, I can bake you a wedding cake for free.
Hey.
And I was like, that's awesome. I knew this lady, but I did not know her very well. And guess who got a fucking invite to my wedding, even though it was just mostly friends and family very close? She did.
Right.
She 100%. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, bake me that cake. I'm going to come pick it up. And
you don't get to come to the wedding.
Come on to the wedding. You're doing something for me. You can come hang out. I don't know if you'll have fun, but you can be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Open bar, whatever,
yeah.
Right?
Like,
that's just a courtesy, you know? I feel like that's just a courtesy thing.
Like, you don't ask anyone to do something for free for a wedding that's not in the wedding party.
Yeah.
No.
For, like you can take volunteers. Like, if somebody comes to you and, like, if your cousin has a flower shop, and they're like, hey, I'd love to, as a courtesy, just do your flowers for your wedding.
It sounds like to me that they never intended on inviting them to the wedding anyway.
Oh no, 100% not.
That sounds like, like reading this, it sounds like they never intended on inviting them to the wedding, and they never would have even told them when the date was or anything like that if they hadn't asked.
Yeah, they would have just sent the stuff, and then like they'd have been like, "Hey, when's the wedding?" Like, "Oh, we already got married." Thanks for that stuff. Yeah. I'm going to go as far as say this: they should have invited these people to the bachelorette party and the bachelor party, and let them drink for free and party for free.
Like, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of graphic design, like, and resizing shit. Like, you want them to make it again, essentially. Like, that's no.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, fuck that person.
Yeah, fuck them all the way. 100%. Fuck them, fuck their whole family. I
hope
their wedding.
Yeah,
fuck your marriage. I hope your wedding goes apart. God damn, that's just the entitlement of some people, you know?
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Jesus. I don't get I don't get that mindset. I don't get the mindset of like, oh, well, people should just do things for me.
Yeah.
with little to nothing in return.
Well, they have 600 followers on Instagram.
They've been following our wedding journey. We've just this whole thing has just been a good, thing for us. I can't wait to get married on a mountain in Colorado.
Ooh. And I had an idea. You could maybe sort by top of all time, and we could go through some of the like biggest,
the old ones.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Just throwing it out there
without going too much into detail because I really don't want to talk about it. But this one kind of hits a little close to home.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for allowing my terminally ill daughter to smoke and drink?
No. Like,
Context is
Context
important
is
here.
important.
context
How
is
old is this?
Oh, yeah.
Is she 6?
All right.
6 years old, and I just want her to experience everything
I will
she
say
can.
this. The daughter is 16.
I'm still like, if she's terminally ill, like, why not let her enjoy and experience everything she fucking can
Yeah.
So
before?
So here we go. This
Yeah.
is the context. I'm the father, 42, to a 16-year-old girl. About 3 months ago, we found out via a visit to the hospital that our daughter had a late-stage form of brain cancer, and we were told that survival was not likely. We tried anyway, but despite our best efforts, we found no improvement in the cancer. My daughter is aware of this. Well, recently, my wife is looking for a hair straightener my daughter had borrowed and found a few grams of marijuana, an Elf Bar vape, as well as a partially empty handle of Tito's vodka in her bedroom. When confronted, my daughter confessed to have been using all these substances for about a month at that point. She said that since she knew she wasn't likely going to survive past 18, she wanted to try these things socially and assured us she was being responsible with them. I myself am a user of these substances as we live in a legal state. I do not vape, though. I do not vape, though I do smoke cigarettes, drink, and will occasionally roll myself a joint. While normally I would not want my children using these, I thought I could make an exception due to the circumstances. My wife, however, disagrees. She only thinks a glass of wine every now and then and dislikes nicotine and marijuana. And why are you married to a guy that drinks? What? That makes no sense.
Because people change over time. 100%. They might have started out party animals together
Yeah,
or
that's-
something.
yeah, that's true.
And
That
then
is
she
true.
went on a different path than he went on. He's like, I still enjoy these things. And she's like,
And she's
nope.
like, nah,
yeah,
fucking.
we
so,
got a family now. You can't do this.
We had a conversation and came to the conclusion that she would be allowed to do these things under my supervision as long as they are from retail stores and dispensaries and not street dealers, though my wife remains adamant she should not be doing them at all. Fuck your wife. Let her do that shit.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Like,
100%.
I understand where the wife's coming from.
I don't. I can be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. I absolutely do not. There is no fucking difference between her doing this now versus when she becomes old enough, which she won't,
Yeah.
versus when she becomes old enough to make that decision. Because what's she going to do, or what was her plan? Obviously the father is a major influence in her life. So
Yeah.
what was she going to do when her daughter got old enough to make these decisions on her own? What was she just going to say, no, you can't do that? Maybe not under their roof, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, I don't see where the wife is coming from at all, and she needs to be a little bit. In my mind, she's thinking. In my mind, I think the wife, the mom, is only thinking about herself in this situation. She's only thinking about how this personally affects her.
Yeah.
And I just don't see like why. Like if your daughter isn't going to survive and she's not going to live to the age to where she can legally do all these things, why does it matter that she's doing it now?
If it was like one of those things, like if she lives like a clean life for the next couple of years, she might have a chance of coming out of this, but we've got to do all these things, maybe. But if they're like, it's terminal, there is nothing we can do, then let her enjoy whatever fucking time she has left.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I agree with you, and he's not the asshole, but I can see it from the other perspective where, like, letting her do that, her doing that herself, like it feels like giving up. So she's going to start going through the stages of grief prior to then having to re-go through the stages of grief once she actually passes away.
Yeah.
So I can see that, like, we're all just giving up. She gets to go smoke and drink and, live her life.
And I want to know the wife's reasoning behind why she shouldn't do
Yeah.
this.
But
I
now-
wanna
that's,
know why
that's
she-
my
I
theory,
understand what
is
you're saying with
that
that.
the wife thinks that, like, they're giving up. They're giving up all hope, and so just
I can see that.
to-
I
or
can see
Yeah.
that,
or
but I don't
even,
get it.
like,
Yeah.
like there's also the thought of, this is my daughter, and then now she's smoking and drinking, and I want to remember my daughter as my daughter and not, she doesn't want to risk her becoming reliant on these substances as she deteriorates, and that being the final relationship that they have, like there are valid reasons for not wanting it.
Yeah.
I agree with what you guys are saying, but I do think there are valid reasons for not wanting her to do that. Like, I know if my kid was 16 and I was told he had 2 years left to live, like, I would honestly, probably, assuming I was in a financial position to do this, quit my job and be like, where you want to go? Like,
Yeah.
what do you want to
Let's
see?
fucking
Like,
do everything we can in the next 2
like,
years.
and I'm not talking Disney World. Like, where do you actually want to go? You know, like, you're going to experience as much of the world as you can
Yeah.
over the next 2 years. But yeah, that's so I can see points that weren't brought up. I don't know if they're her points or if I'm projecting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I get it.
No, with what you're saying, I agree. It's just, it sounds selfish, though. It's like, oh, even if it's like, I want to remember you a certain way, I'm being selfish because I want to have these
image
memories.
of you,
Yes, you know, you're going through shit right now. Really, what I need to do is all my stuff takes a fucking back seat.
Absolutely.
Like, you're going through shit, and so I'm going to be here for you. All my shit is taking a back seat, you know, and I'm going to enjoy however you want to enjoy life with you for the next 2 years if that's all we've got together.
Yes and no, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, here, let's take it a step farther, right? Let's say that the daughter, finds that heroin is what really soothes her about this whole death is coming up thing.
And you know what? I'm taking out as many loans as I can.
Alright, so
to
you're-
fucking, yeah, I mean, but I don't have kids, so this is coming from a perspective of somebody that doesn't have that kind of relationship with somebody. But yeah, in my mind, it's what the fuck do you want to do? You have a very, very limited time. You know, it's like one of those things, like if I'm 80 and I'm still alive, like, who knows? I might take up heroin and say, fuck it. I don't know how much time I've got left. Let's like fucking experience.
experiment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
fuck
where
it.
you're going.
Yes. Like,
I don't know. Like, well, I stand by my not the asshole. He's
No,
he's
he's
fine.
not the asshole at all.
No.
But I do, like, I see where the wife could be coming from. I don't know that that's her view.
no,
Yeah.
It could just be 100%. You know, like,
Yeah.
no kid in my house should be drinking and smoking dope, and like she could be one of those people.
see, in that situation, God's the asshole.
Yeah, fuck you,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
No, I mean,
Just
I
in
agree
case,
with
you know.
that, but
Oh, we're up to 8 viewers now.
Yeehaw.
Holy shit. Welcome, everybody.
Howdy.
Say hi if you want to say hi.
or don't. It's not required.
No, you don't have to. Abby
Oh, we dropped down to-
Meyer Shutton has followed. DF Jones 99Z has followed. Hey, Abby, what's up?
I'm DF Jones.
You did? Well, I'm King Mob 54 that followed, so I followed
yeah.
earlier too.
So 67%.
Oh, wow. Okay, I actually, no, I know this person.
Oh, you know this person?
Yeah, I do. How you doing?
You know this
Hi.
person? Who is it?
A woman that I know.
Oh, mysterious.
Anyway, moving on. This one is
We don't call out followers online.
Yeah.
That's bad form.
Sorry, I don't know form of Twitch.
All right, so this one I think is interesting too. I've seen a couple of these. I think this one might have been posted by the same person that posted the one that I clicked on and it immediately got deleted because it has
Yeah.
that same atmosphere to it. Am I the asshole for saying I won't coddle my infertile sister anymore? They have been branded not the asshole.
This sounds like a repeat of one I've read in the past.
Yeah, I don't.
Some of these are just people spamming.
Oh yeah,
Reddit
it's
for-
karma farming. Like,
Yeah.
ooh,
I don't
Yeah.
understand what that does.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in your head you're like, people like me. People
Yeah.
really like me.
I have no idea.
I
what
think
that
I
is.
have like 30 karma on Reddit.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I've got
I-
1,000.
I'm probably in the negatives, honestly. I say a bunch of very controversial
So
shit on Am I the Asshole?
So, all
You
right.
say anything.
Some people just... I have this compulsion to
Ooh.
just correct people occasionally.
I have 440 karma.
Nice.
And I've been a
nice.
member of Reddit for 10 years and 3 months.
On my old account, I deleted it, but I had like 10,000 plus something karma after only like 4 years.
The only time I ever really
I
ever
comment on
posted
a
a
lot of
comment was when I was drunk. That's the only time I really ever commented.
156.
Ooh.
Not bad. All right. My sister Julie has tried to have a baby for 5 years. She had a miscarriage 2 years ago, and outside that has been unable to get pregnant. That does suck.
Yeah.
My heart hurts for her. However, one thing I don't agree with is how my family has handled it. We're not allowed to talk about babies around Julie. Any kids younger than 3 can't come to family events that she'll attend. She won't attend baby showers, baptisms, etc. The last one I understand, but the rest feels overkill, and that is overkill.
Yeah.
I got pregnant last year. I told Julie first, and she reiterated her boundaries. I said I understood. The first hurdle came with my baby shower. My mother-in-law was throwing it. I didn't expect Julie to come. Then my mom told me I shouldn't have one, period. Out of respect. No, that's crossing a line. I said that was ridiculous. She didn't have to come, so what did it matter?
Yeah.
Only 3 people from my side of the family came to the shower. When my son was born, I posted a birth announcement on Facebook. My parents lectured me for this and said it was going to hurt Julie. I said she could just block. Or mute me. They said I should make the effort. Julie echoed that if I cared, I'd stop. Stop what? Being happy for yourself?
Yes, living life.
Like, what the hell? I ended up blocking her just to save drama. My aunt's 70th birthday party is next week. My husband and I plan to go, bringing our son. Julie called and asked if we were going. She then asked for me to get a sitter for our son. I said no. She doesn't want to miss the party. My aunt is one of the few people who agree that Julie's boundaries aren't fair and wants my son there. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. As she doesn't get to see him often. Julie got upset and started crying, saying that I was unfair. Dude, life is unfair, all right? You got to learn how to cope with it and move on. And that's coming from a dude with a penis that can't have children. You know, like, I can't pop out a baby or anything like that, and I'm not in this woman's shoes. So, you know, take that with the grain of salt, but at the same time, like, she can't impose that level of
This sounds
boundaries
like
on
that
people.
one that we did where the woman's son died. Like,
Yeah.
And
I don't remember this.
a woman's
our first
kid.
episode.
Okay.
A woman's kid died on her sister's birthday, and the next year, that sister didn't even celebrate her birthday, but her significant other threw her like cooked her dinner, and they celebrated together in their apartment.
Just the 2 of them?
Yeah, and the significant other posted pictures on Facebook like "Happy birthday to my."
Yeah.
And then the
wonderful
sister
girlfriend."
got mad. She got, like, super pissed off. Like, how could you celebrate on this day? And it's like,
Yeah, same thing here.
I didn't
Like-
even know it was happening. You know, it was like a little surprise thing.
Like life goes on. You cannot tell people like your kids don't exist until they're old enough to not be babies anymore because I'm so scarred by not being able to have kids. Like that's horrible. I'm sorry for you, but like kids exist in the world. It's a primary function of humanity is to bring about children. So you can't be protected from all that. How do you go get coffee in the morning? Like,
Yeah.
how does this woman live her life?
Like,
you
every
know?
time you, like, go anywhere and there's kids, you just, like, start sobbing.
Time
and be
to
like,
see a therapist.
Get the
you know?
children away from me. And here's something for Julie. There is a thing called adoption, and there are plenty of kids out there that would love to have a loving family to go to. So you could
No, we don't talk about
always
that.
fucking adopt when you can't have kids. Yeah, I understand. It's not going to be
The same.
blood,
Yeah.
but it's still going to be a child that is going to love you and you're going to raise and
And hopefully love them.
yes.
blood
that's-
blood doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that's
Blood does not matter. I mean, like don't get me wrong, it's cool. I love seeing my son every morning
Yeah.
being like, you're awesome. But like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there are plenty of people that go into relationships with somebody that already has a kid and
Right.
then basically loves that kid like their own child. And it's just like, she is so fucking unreasonable.
This is
How many kids have stepdads? I mean, Pornhub would have you believe everything.
Yeah.
Like,
too many.
all the kids have stepdads.
But you know, my original statement stands. Life is unfair.
Yeah,
a lot. Like,
100%.
life is fucking unfair all the time. You can't expect people to bend to your expectations when it's just so far out of the realm of
No. Oh, okay. Like we talked about this last time. My dad passed away this year, right?
Yeah.
Like this is the equivalent of me being like, okay, for Thanksgiving, anybody whose dad's over 60 can't come.
Yeah,
like,
and we can't talk
like,
about fathers anymore.
Yeah, Father's
they
Day
just
is
don't
not a
exist
thing.
now.
Like,
Father's Day is not
Yeah.
a holiday anymore.
like,
It's unreasonable.
holy shit!
It
Like,
is
blows
on
my
that
mind, yeah.
level. I mean, I can understand if she's like, "Hey, I'm throwing a party. It's going to be an adult-only party. Don't
Yeah.
bring any kids to it." Like,
Yeah.
something like that. But just to be like,
No
all
kids.
children are invisible. It's like, to me, it's like the flowers in the attic. Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah, or it's like, the children go in the attic. They don't exist
Yeah,
anymore,
yeah.
and we don't talk about them.
And what gets me is like not allowed to talk about babies around Julie. First of all, what? Like that's hard. Like that's real, especially when your sister is pregnant. That's fucking hard. But
Is she not allowed to go around her for like
we
9
don't.
months until she has the kid? She's like, I can't see a pregnant woman.
Apparently, she's not allowed to go
Which
around
brings me
just
back
at
to,
all.
like,
Period. Until the
How
kid
do
is
you
older
go
than
out in
3.
public?
Yes, I
Like,
mean,
like, what are you walking through Meyer and like you see a mom with her 2 little kids holding their hands and you're just like, ah,
like, you bitch, get out of here with your kids. It's so
like,
unfair.
like still
your
like full
children.
respect to the fact that she had a miscarriage and can't have kids,
Yeah,
but
that's
like
terrible.
Yeah,
go see a therapist. That's
100%.
you have to do something other than impose rules that keep you from dealing with that large of an
shit.
aspect of
Yeah.
society.
No shit. So she continues. I finally
God,
snapped
there's more.
and asked what would happen when she got pregnant, or if and when she got pregnant. Well, would we all be expected to shower her with the love and attention she's refused to give other people's kids? Will her baby be allowed to attend events? She said that was different. How is that?
How-
How is that different?
You guys can't enjoy life until I enjoy life.
Exactly.
You know?
That's exactly what this sounds
Yes.
like. I said, no, I'm not coddling her anymore. My son exists, he's family, and he's coming. She can decide if she wants to or not. My parents yelled at me for being mean to Julie. They offered to pay for a sitter, but I said, no, it's not even her house. Am I the asshole? You are not
And
the
the
asshole.
aunt even said, I want your kid to be there. I want to see your
At that
kid.
point, I feel like her decision far outweighs and overrides
Yes.
whatever everybody else is fucking doing.
100%.
Especially like, how does it say how old the OP is in this?
Wow, they don't actually mention their age, and not that it's
I feel
important,
Well,
like
but
it's somewhere in the
for
20s,
context,
maybe early 30s.
Yeah,
I
Which
don't
is
know
what
why.
I
that's what I
going
would
with.
guess.
Yeah.
And like the way I look at it, like we just had a baby shower for my cousin today, and it was at my grandparents' place, right? And there were children running amok, mostly mine. But like that's part of it, right? Like my grandparents want to see my children, their
Yes.
great grandchildren, right? It brings them joy. You know, my grandpa he's old, he's got his health issues, and when he's holding my sons, like it's a whole new life for him.
Yeah.
Why would you deny other people that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Like I
it's
said, if
sad.
you're throwing a party and you're like, I don't want kids at my party,
Right.
that's another thing. But when it's not even your shit,
You
and
have
you're
no
trying-
say.
Yes.
You have no say in that
like
at
you've
all.
deleted the kids table from Thanksgiving just because of your feelings. Like
it would be like if
that's-
you were an alcoholic and you're recovering and you were going to oversell to like somebody's party
Mm-hmm.
and you said, hey, you guys can't have alcohol there because I'm a recovering alcoholic. Like you're enforcing your stuff on what they're doing. Instead, you've got that choice to either go or not go.
Yeah.
Like,
as an adult,
yes.
you are responsible for the decisions as to like if you're going to put, and excuse the phrase, but if you're going to put yourself in a position where you could be triggered.
Yeah.
You know, like you manage that. It's not on society to manage that or your family.
Are you
Yeah.
apologizing because you don't think people like that phrase triggered?
Yeah.
You know, I was once very anti that phrase, and then I was listening to something, and they talked about like, who are you in the sense to judge somebody else's pain in something? I'm not applying it to that, but I'm just saying with the word trigger, like if something happens and it does trigger somebody, like, and I'm like, oh, that's such a stupid thing, and like, why? Like, who am I to judge your pain in something that has happened to you? But
That-
if you're in like putting that pain, like, you know, on
Yeah.
everybody else, that's a different thing.
So
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
Yeah.
personally, I think that society as a whole, American
We
society,
live
as
in
a
a
whole,
society, Dave.
This is where we talk about the collapse of civilization.
Yeah.
My favorite.
We have done this with multiple words. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
triggered is one of them where it's overused in the wrong scenario, and it applies to things.
And I will
that,
agree with that.
Like people get triggered not over things that have happened to them, but over things that may have happened to other people, and they like. There was a guy or a woman that posted it was a gingerbread man, right? Missing a leg, and it said something on it.
that like from
it was
Shrek?
as like a Christmas sweater.
This one's a nice change of
And-
pace. Keep going, but this one's a nice change of pace.
and some woman was like, "That's very, offensive to people that are actually missing limbs." And then some guy that lost his leg in
Yeah.
Afghanistan posted a picture of himself in the sweater, and was like, "Ha, this is funny." Like, I get it. Some people can be offended by that, and that's
Yeah.
fine. But other people might embrace that. Like, so you have to accept that there are different types of people in every
100%.
aspect.
And to kind of piggyback that, it does seem a lot of times like people getting offended by a lot of things are not the people that it would offend. Like,
Right.
it 100. Like the lady had all her limbs. Like, oh, that's going to offend. And the guy without a limb, like, post it.
And that's why I think triggered has applied to
Yeah.
the former group
Now-
more than the
Yeah.
the
Now,
latter
if it's
group.
something that actually, like, if you were a rape victim and you see something with rape in it, and it triggers you like 100%, like that's your pain. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah,
also don't go see Bill Burr live then.
Yeah,
right? Like
100%,
you know that
yeah.
he touches on topics like that. Like don't put yourself in the situation
Yeah.
where you might have to deal with that
And
if
that
it's
lady-
triggering.
with the miscarriage, she is putting herself in situations, and if you don't want to be, then you don't show up. You don't go to that place.
I also feel like if you're going to be like that, you're like
You're a
you
miserable
don't
son of a bitch.
You don't get to try for more children then. Like if nobody else is allowed to talk to have incorporate children in their lives, like you have to take that stance too.
Yeah, and that
And
was
they're
a
not.
great point. She said, like, what do we do once she gets pregnant? If she gets pregnant, like, then we're allowed to celebrate. It's like, fuck that.
Yeah. So go ahead.
All right, yeah, let's go
Change
to the
your
next one. Let's
This one's interesting. Like, I know I say that, but oh man, this
He
one.
does say that a lot.
But still,
Yeah.
though, wow.
This one
I'm
caught my
interested to
eye.
see what he finds interesting.
All
I
of
can't
these.
decide
Yeah.
on this one. I like.
Uh-oh. What
Okay, I
are they? What are
can-
they
okay.
branded?
Hold
Yeah,
on.
no, don't
They're
tell
branded the asshole.
Okay.
They are branded
Okay.
the asshole. What makes this
Now-
interesting is that it kind of devolves into a situation where they're both the asshole. Kind of.
Okay. And here's a real quick thought. Maybe we shouldn't find out beforehand what they're branded.
No, I think that makes it more interesting.
Does it? Because I would say it would be more interesting to read it, and then I'd be like, "Oh, they're the asshole," and they're like, "Well, they're branded not the asshole,"
Okay.
and then
Huh?
I
That's a
think
good
we should
point.
take it one step farther.
Oh.
We read it without knowing, then we call it, and
Oh,
then
and
we
then
also
see-
try and guess what
Yeah.
it's going to be.
Okay,
so
I
you,
like
Aaron,
that.
you are going to be the only one that knows.
I like that. We're
Yeah.
doing
Okay.
that. Yeah. All right. Oh man. I'm gonna read you the title
Okay.
first. Am I the asshole for telling the new neighbors that they got what they paid for, including being shunned by the neighborhood? The people that posted this are definitely. I'm gonna say it, they're fucking old. They're definitely. It doesn't say their age,
They're
but
on
these
Reddit,
are
though.
old people. These are definitely old people.
How old? Can you be on
Reddit, I think, is starting to include. It's like everything. It kind of gets like Facebook started out just young people in college were on Facebook.
Well, originally
Now-
it was just a college.
Yeah,
website. You had to have a
100%.
college email
Yeah.
to sign up.
And now, your
Everybody's on
80-year-old
there.
grandparents are on Facebook, and Reddit's the same way. Like, I see constant posts of people like in their 50s, 60s.
Well, now that's the thing
Yeah.
is like now Twitter's for the kids,
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it went back to that.
I don't really
I-
get on
it-
Twitter.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't understand.
have
it,
a Twitter.
honestly.
Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, don't really do much of those.
Yeah, I definitely don't do TikTok.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't understand TikTok. I get it. It's just I'm not falling into that pit. I already spend
That's what I've heard.
I spend way too much time watching YouTube shorts anyway. So like,
It's
Facebook Reels,
yeah,
which is essentially
Yeah, I don't-
TikTok. It's
I don't
just
really
that's
know
all
about
it is. That's
Facebook
all that
either.
shit is.
But I will get high
when I go home and before bed, and I will watch YouTubes for like an hour.
It's
You
dude.
fall
It's,
down like random. YouTube.
Yes.
you watch
I-
Oversimplified.
Rabbit hole.
I get trapped in those videos, man.
Did you guys ever watch Epic Mealtime back in the day?
Oh,
I used
God.
to love Epic Mealtime. They would make these.
They
just-
got a little ridiculous.
They did,
They
but
got a
sometimes
little
they'd make
ridiculous.
like a dish that was like 100,000 calories,
and then eat it.
Yes.
Like, eat it all.
Oh, all right, let's go.
Okay, so
So right now, hearing that title, it kind of sounds like they're the asshole.
oh, for sure, they
Yeah.
are the asshole, but it's really weird
It's a
how they're
vague
the
title.
asshole.
It is a vague title, but to be like, you got what you paid for, like it
Well,
just
like,
sounds
no.
like an asshole thing. Like
Okay, so this is what my mind went to when you got what you paid for, including being shunned by the community. Like my mind goes to they put up like a gated yard to keep people out, like all the way
That's
around.
close. Damn.
Oh,
they're
And
really
wow.
close.
they're sequestering themselves from everybody. And so yeah, like that is you're gonna get shunned if you're not willing
That's
to be
not
open.
it.
no,
But there-
all right, let's
there is-
hear
Okay,
this.
go ahead.
So, oh man. Where I live, real estate developers have started snatching up family homes, bulldozing them, and building enormous $2 million houses on the plots of land. The houses also stick out horribly in terms of aesthetics. Think single-level brick homes with a 3-level gigantic white and black box in the middle. This person's old. This person is fucking old. Like, we're talking like 50s, 60s, like
You
everybody
say that, and we
needs-
find out they're 19.
I was actually leaning to that.
And I don't mean anything by saying like, oh, they're fucking old. That in itself is bad.
They're
It's
like
just
these fucking boomers.
they're just older, and they're complaining about shit that older people who have way too much time on their hands would
They could
complain
also
about.
just be kids that are a part of the subreddit McMansion Hell. Like, 'cause-
Dick Mitch, I don't know if I've ever been on this.
oh
subreddit.
man, I'm still on it and I hate it. I need to just unfollow.
What are you? Huh? McMansion Hell?
Yeah,
I've
so
never
they
heard
they
of it.
post like McMansions.
McDonald's themed mansions?
No, a McMansion is like a very large house that's cheaply built. So like
Like
think-
gaudy almost.
Yeah, think like developments in Carmel.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
not the
God.
people not the people that like actually build their house, but like the ones that they're made to look like they're expensive houses and they go for high prices. But
But
they're
you
find
cheaply
out
built.
the-
They're
you
ju-
find
they're
out the
just
ex-
like any other subdivision.
You find out the
Alright,
exterior
so this is
walls are
gonna-
framed at 24.
I've been
Yeah.
through Carmel a lot lately. My brother, his surgeon, was in Carmel, so I had to take him to the surgeon a lot. Just driving through there, and like, yeah, you see so many giant fucking houses in these giant subdivisions, and I'm just like, if you had the money to buy a house like that, do you really want to be crammed in with everybody else? Why would you not have like
Just
just
people that live in those neighborhoods, they're just so hoity-toity.
Yeah.
Right, but
Yes,
they're
and-
usually living above their means. Like that's
Yeah,
what
that's
that's
true.
what a
Yeah.
McMansion is.
Yeah.
It's somebody that wants to project wealth while not actually being wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
And the subreddit actually, at first I liked it because it was like, oh, it called out all these like really dumb looking houses, but now it's devolved to the point where they're like, oh, like those cabinets don't match that countertop, and like, oh, that window doesn't belong there. And I'm like, that window provides light to that room on a pretty nice base. Sure, it
Now
doesn't
they're
flow,
just
but it's
nitpicky assholes.
yeah. And it's like you guys are living in houses that are worth a quarter of these houses. Like, just calm down a little bit.
This is what this sounds like. This sounds like these guys are older and just nitpicky and just very like, man, like
yeah.
we don't like change.
But they've been branded not the asshole.
no, they have been branded the asshole.
Oh, they've been branded the asshole. Okay.
All right, so go ahead.
So far, I'm agreeing with it.
All right, so I'm trying to. Oh, okay. My home's been in my family for several generations. We've always been known for having a large, beautiful garden. We invited over kids to help with gardening. We gave away so many veggies. We'd hold parties, etc. It's been a neighborhood treasure for years. Until developers snatched up the lot next door, bulldozed and erected an enormous house that blocked out the light to most of the garden. Many of us tried to fight it with the city, but everything was denied. It was heartbreaking. Our neighborhood had been changed forever. This was a link to my family, and I almost have had to go through a grieving process for it. The new owners moved in and were not welcomed warmly by people in the neighborhood. I avoided them for as long as I could, other than politely waving or nodding. It was a young couple in their early 20s. We finally came face to face, and the woman asked if we could chat. She said that they felt maybe like they'd done something wrong, and when they moved in, or if they aren't pulling in their trash bins or something, being too loud, etc., because people haven't been very friendly. The guy says that he's surprised considering it felt like a nice and somewhat affluent neighborhood. And given the price, he was expecting friendly neighbors. I asked if they had done any research about the area. They said that they had moved from California, so no. I said that maybe that was their mistake, question mark. Why is there a question mark there? They said they didn't know what it meant, so I asked if they'd ever looked in our backyard. They said yes, and they said they think the garden is cute. I said yes, the garden that now has about half less sunlight than before that house was built was a neighborhood treasure. The guy said, well, it's not our fault you built the garden there, is it? I said, well, you guys got what you paid for, $2 million for a house that everyone in the neighborhood hates. I said that I hoped it was worth it and wished them a nice day. When I told another neighbor about the exchange, she told me that she does feel bad for them moving without having any idea what they were getting themselves into. Am I the asshole for telling them that they got what they paid for? You're just an asshole in general.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're just an asshole because your butt hurt that a house got put in the... First of all...
I've got so many questions.
Me too.
First, did they contract this house to be built, or did somebody build it and they bought the house? They were like, oh, hey.
Developers bought the lot next to them and bulldozed the original property and they put a new one in.
Yeah, but I mean, was this couple where they,
Did they design
behind it, where they said, hey, I'm buying this property, we're going to bulldoze this, this is the house I want built, this is the plans?
No, it says right here, I asked if they had done any research about the area. They said that they moved from California, so no. Which kind of implies that no, they just found the house and decided.
Yeah, so how are they an asshole for buying a house?
They're not.
That exists.
They're not. That's the thing is that it sounds like, this is what it sounds like to me. This sounds like a neighborhood of mostly older folks who are very set in their ways, very set in their traditions, very set in how things go. Because I can guarantee you this, do the kids give a fuck about any of that? Probably not. Probably the kids that live in the neighborhood are probably like, oh man, that sucks. We can't go to parties anymore. Or they can't, they get to do half the gardening that they used to do.
Yeah, I'm sure the kids are really upset about not being able to garden.
I know, yeah.
I'm confused as to how the garden wasn't like a neighborhood staple.
So this is only coming from the perspective of the poster.
Garden owner.
Yeah, and you wonder if they're just full of themselves. And
that's what it sounds like.
We had a great garden, and the neighborhood loved it, and nobody saw it, nobody gave a fuck about it.
It sounds like to me that maybe they had a few neighbors, like a good handful of neighbors, mostly the adults probably, that were like, oh, your garden's really nice. And it sounds like people got a lot of free food out of it. So it's, like I said, it sounds like to me this is probably a neighborhood full of mostly older people set in their ways, very nitpicky, very, they want things a certain way because it's been a certain way for so long.
Very entitled.
And now that changes are starting to happen, changes that they don't agree with, now they're upset and they're taking out all their anger and frustration on the young couple who moved in down the street. That's what this sounds like to me. It sounds like to me, too, that, like you said, they're kind of conflating their own self-worth a little bit.
Yeah.
Saying, like, oh, our garden was loved by everyone in the neighborhood. Like, was it, though? Like, did everyone love your garden? Was your garden really a neighborhood treasure?
I mean, did you let, everybody just come out, hang in your garden,
Yeah.
throw a blanket down, have picnics, and...
So, yeah, it sounds like to me that, they're just assholes in general. They're upset about something that they had for a long time, and now it's not as grandiose as it used to be. So they say, and besides, expand your garden.
Yeah,
move it.
Yeah.
Build a raised bed so that you can move it with the sun. Do something. It's not like, oh, your garden's in this one spot, and now, that's it. You're just calling it quits. It sounds like to me they're just frustrated. They're frustrated. They're pissed off about the house being there.
Yeah.
And they're just wanting to take out their frustration on these kids, that they just bought a house. They bought a house, moved into one that they thought looked great.
Yeah, and I mean, I
also,
don't even know if it would change it that much if they came to town and they're like, hey, we're buying this lot, we're knocking down these houses, we're building this big thing. I don't even know if that would change it that much.
No, I'd still say,
but still, it even less with hey, we just found a house we liked and we bought it. We've got no fucking idea going into this that, these developers made you upset or something.
If they did research on the area, would that garden have popped up on Google?
That's what I want to know. Would they
What kind of
really
research
like?
were
Would
you
that
wanting
really
them to
come
do?
up on Google?
I mean-
this world famous garden in this small fucking
Yeah,
neighborhood.
most likely any research was, oh, what are the schools like in the community? What is
Right.
like, what's around? What do we
Their
have
garden.
access to? Yeah, go to Google. There's like 5 pages of their garden.
No, that's yeah. You're the asshole, dude.
Yeah,
Like, that's-
100%.
Now I disagree with how the guy reacted, like saying like, "Well, it's not our fault you built the garden there." He could have chose a different. Like that's a
I don't know.
different
You
choice of
almost feel
words.
like you're getting attacked. How
And
the
that's
other
how-
guy comes at you.
I agree, and that's how I would respond because that's just my nature.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, looking back on it, probably could have just said, "Well, I'm sorry, we didn't know." But also, like, yeah, it's not their fault. You
No.
built your fucking garden there.
And I
Expand on it, or move
Yeah.
it, or do something.
I feel like they didn't, even with the I'm sorry to know, you have nothing to fucking apologize
Yeah,
for.
no.
The other guy should be like, hey, I'm sorry. I came across as an asshole with what I said to you the other day with, about my garden and shit. My apology. My bad. I was being an asshole.
I think
Yeah.
they should just fucking get over it. And
People
move their
live
garden.
in neighborhoods all over the fucking country where the house next door blocks sunlight to part of their yard. Like, sorry about you. I don't know what to fucking say.
happened.
Ew, yeah.
Move on.
Like, I understand when like somebody has a condo and a developer tries to come in and put up like a high rise in between their condo and the ocean. that they
Yeah, and
have
all of a sudden, like,
their
you had a
ocean view.
great view,
Yeah,
and now you're looking
like,
at a brick wall or something.
I understand when they fight that with like the city and whatever, but I mean, come on.
Yeah.
On.
I
And
agree.
maybe if we saw pictures and saw like a map and how it looked, maybe the developer was an asshole. Maybe it's like a 5-acre lot and they built it right there on the fucking property line. I don't
I like
fucking know.
this one.
Let's
So-
look up.
All right,
We're
one
gonna-
more and done though.
One more, yeah.
Yeah,
I was about to say it. I was about to say one more, and then we're done.
I gotta
But
ride the bike home. and it's
We're
cold out.
following. We're gonna follow that format that we just went with. I'm not gonna tell you guys what they're branded as. I am gonna read the title to start with, and then just take your guess if you want to wait until I'm like all the way done or halfway through. So, am I the asshole for telling my sister I hope she never has kids?
This is,
So going in, there's definitely going to be more into context. Like, is the sister a crackhead or something?
I
and
didn't
it's
even
like,
skim over this one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with not the asshole.
yeah,
I've been in situations with family members where
oh yeah,
where I've said some things that were obviously like not nice, but
Yeah.
also like looking back on them, some of them I still agree with.
yeah. I'm gonna say not the asshole, but yeah, let's your context here, because this one context is going to be very important.
Oh, yeah, context is really important.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Or is this another one of those? I can't have children, so I told my sister that I hope she never has kids.
Ooh, okay. All right, here we go. I'm 22, female. I have 3-year-old twin boys, and I had a baby girl not even 2 days ago. Wow.
I seem so
Pretty-
young to be having.
Yeah, no shit. Anyway, my sister Jody is 34 and has been suffering with infertility for the past 10 years, as well as repeated miscarriages. I used to feel really bad for her and also a bit guilty as I got pregnant twice while being on contraception. Damn, fertile myrtle over here.
Yes.
It caused some tension between us when I was pregnant with my twins because she was jealous and I was already feeling immense guilt. You really shouldn't.
No.
This time around, she wasn't as jealous, but I still felt it was unfair. As my husband and I have decided we are done having kids, I offered to be a surrogate for my sister as soon as I'm cleared after this baby, and she seemed like she was absolutely over the moon with that. In turn, she offered to watch the twins while I was in labor with my new baby, which was a relief on my part. I went into labor on Thursday morning, and Jody came over to watch the kids while my husband and I went to the hospital. She seemed like she was in a great mood and promptly rushed us out the door. Everything seemed fine until we got home this morning
And she
to find
abducted the twins.
No. Everything seemed fine until we got home this morning to find thousands worth of thousands worth? I'm assuming thousands of dollars worth of destruction to pretty much every baby item we've purchased. Even the crib mattress was torn open. Everything was ruined. Jody tried to pin it on the twins, but they're 3, and this level of destruction had to have been done by an adult. My twins can't even reach some of the stuff that was destroyed, and they certainly do not know how to open diaper packages and tear them apart. I know kids, especially toddlers, can do a lot of damage, that's for fucking sure, in a short time, but I also know my children aren't capable of doing what happened. I told my sister to get the fuck out of my home and stay away from me and my family. I got really angry and I said a lot of stuff I shouldn't have, but one of them was, I hope you never have a child, and if you do, then I'll tell it exactly what you've done to mine. I told her we can't afford to fix the damage she's caused, but since she still denies it, she won't cough up. I told her because of her, the baby doesn't even have a safe place to sleep. My parents caught wind of what I said, and even after I explained the situation, they still think I'm being an asshole for saying something so vile to my sister after all she's done for us. Obviously, my judgment is clouded, so am I an asshole?
Oh man, there's layers to this.
There's layers,
so many layers
but
to this.
Jesus Christ. So I mean,
So I want your guesses as to what she's branded on here.
Not the
yeah,
asshole.
not the asshole. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean,
And I think I'm going to also double down and say I say not the asshole.
yeah.
But
we find to come out that the twins did go crazy,
But still,
and destroyed
but no.
everything.
But-
What
but
was
she
the
was
aunt
watching,
doing? Yeah,
yeah.
what the fuck was she doing while watching? If she's letting this destruction happen, like, hey, yeah, you're not going to be a good parent if you're just like, well, you know, kids are going to be kids, and it's like, no,
yeah,
like,
so, like both ways, you no matter what happened,
and the
that
rip
that woman does not need children.
in a ripped mattress? Like,
Right.
what did the twins got knives out and were like stabbing the mattress and cutting it open and shit?
Right, like I'm thinking like now 4-year-old. My son just turned 4. Right?
Yeah.
And for the most part, like I can actually just let him do his own thing if I want to.
Yeah.
Can he be destructive? Yes. But like his level of destruction is like, Daddy, look, I drew us on the wall.
My biggest
like
thing-
that's $5 worth of fucking paint to
Yeah.
fix, or a magic eraser, right? Like,
So my biggest thing here is I think this lady is lucky that her sister didn't hurt her kids.
Yes.
Like, it sounds like to me that she just went into this gigantic jealous rage and
just destroyed everything.
she's lucky that her kids are fine. Like,
Yeah.
That is my absolute biggest thing. Because
No.
I'm reading this and I'm thinking, like, how fucking
No, you're-
terrified were
you're-
those kids?
you're more right than you think, because even if she's wrong and the kids did cause all of the damage, once again, she's lucky the kids are safe, because apparently
That's neglect. That's
Yes.
neglectful as shit.
they were able to go destroy thousands of dollars worth of shit. Like, yeah, either way, no matter what happened, the sister, the older sister, is in the wrong. She either didn't watch the kids or she destroyed the house.
Yeah.
So, regardless of what
my
happened,
heart is literally pounding. I'm like, what were those kids going through, man? How did they feel during all of that?
That's another thing. Like, yeah, that would have to be
That's
traumatizing
got
for
to be
the
a
kids.
terrifying
They're like,
experience.
oh, we saw, I mean,
So-
at 3, I don't know if you're really talking that much, but like
Yeah.
to see your aunt
That's
destroy
scary.
everything.
That's scary as shit.
Well, and so here's a follow-up question, though. Like, they said the crib mattress was destroyed, and it's 2022. Like, how do you not have a camera?
A nanny cam,
well, they
yeah.
might have just not have it turned on yet. Like they're like, oh,
Well, I'm thinking,
there's no
like,
point to have it on. We don't
well,
have a
if they
kid in
didn't
it.
have cameras before, they sure as shit do
Yes,
now.
that is.
Like, I know my nanny cam was on a month before my
So
second son.
one of the
was born.
comments, which is one that I absolutely wholeheartedly agree with. OP, you need to file a police report for destruction of property, absolutely, and maybe even contact CPS. Your sister is unwell and should not be allowed to provide care to children. You didn't know, but now you do. Never let your sister anywhere near you or your children. Your sister needs mental health services, and she's not going to get them if your parents rather pass the blame onto you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is absolutely, because I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm like, she could have killed those kids. Yes. She could have
Like-
fucking killed those kids. Like, it's not out of the question for something like that to happen because, like,
And-
stranger shit has happened. You know, I hate to bring it up, but let's think about the Casey Anthony case.
Oh, yeah.
Those were her own kids, and
Yeah.
she killed her fucking daughter. You know.
Yep. And once again, even on the flip side, even if it was the kids that caused the damage, she was so neglectful watching the kids, they could have hurt
themselves. Yeah.
If they were doing that. And how the fuck do you not notice that? Like,
Yeah,
Or at least call somebody.
The parents call and oh no, the kids are fine. And they're
in
just,
the background, they're running around with torches, setting things on fire.
Screaming, yeah.
It's like Damien like, back there.
God damn.
Oh god, yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
that's
So-
fucked up.
Reminds me about
Abby
public
commented she
freak out.
probably destroyed everything after the kids went to bed because the kids are old enough to rat the Ann out.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I've seen some 3-year-olds that are pretty coherent, but I've also seen some 3-year-olds that
But
are.
I mean, you would think that if she's making that much noise, they would have woken up.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking too. There's no way that she didn't cause
I mean,
that level of destruction without
yeah,
making a shitload of noise.
Well, and that's the yeah. If the kids were good enough to be like put in their own bed and go to sleep at 3 with a sitter there, then they're not causing thousands of dollars
Yeah,
of
exactly.
destruction.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
That's
but
a good point.
yeah, you bring up a good point though.
That's just
That-
that's scary to me. And yeah, you guys are right. Not the asshole.
Not
She's
the
Brandon, not
asshole.
the asshole.
Do you guys ever go on public freakouts?
Oh,
No.
man.
It is a
assume that's like-
depressing subreddit because it just shows you the worst of humanity.
It does, and it
The
shows you how
worst.
entitled so
Yes.
many people are.
Did you see the one? This reminds me of there was one. The title was a woman took away her teenage son's telephone, like cell phone. She's going through the house. He went on a rampage. Everything was broke. The TVs were shattered. The windows were shattered. The mirrors were shattered. There was a crib in one room and it was destroyed. The beds were destroyed. The sink was destroyed. He broke the toilet.
That
Like,
is-
everything. And that's what it kind of reminds me of.
That's
like,
indicative of a much bigger
yes,
issue.
100%.
Yeah, like,
but like
seek
that's what it
therapy.
kind of reminded me of. Like,
You need more than therapy.
yeah, I mean, that kid probably.
It needs to go somewhere for
Yes.
a little while.
Okay,
or be
seek
on some-
psychiatric help.
Yeah,
absolutely.
psychiatric confinement for a
That,
while.
that seems to be my answer to like at least half of these. Like,
Well, I mean, because like only somebody who is very mentally unwell would do something
Yes.
like this.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong; I've had my moments where I've gotten really upset, said and done some things that I shouldn't have, but I've never taken it to that fucking extreme.
Yeah.
I can honestly and truly say I have never taken it to the level of completely destroying someone's home,
Yeah.
or completely, fucking wrecking someone's entire psyche or anything like.
Yes.
No, like what the fuck? That is just
yeah.
help. You need help.
Yeah, it'd be one thing to be like, I'm so angry, I'm going to break this one tiny thing over here. They might not even notice, but
Right.
at least it's my like release.
Outlet. That's
Yes.
my outlet. That's terrible.
Yeah.
So that feels like a weird one to end the show
It
on,
does,
but
but
is,
holy
but
shit,
yeah.
that was
also wow,
dark.
that's probably that one was interesting. As
Yeah.
often as I say that,
Yeah.
that one was interesting as
No,
shit.
and the
Was.
parents, the parents of the OP need to actually talk to their
Yeah.
older
Yeah,
daughter.
and
like,
really do.
They need to think about the same thing. Like, even if she didn't do this, she allowed the kids to do this.
Right.
Well, and I
Like-
feel like the rest of the family might have something to say about all of that,
Yeah.
I feel like once the rest of the family finds out about that, there might be some division on that, but
Yeah.
I for sure feel like that most people within the family will just be like, your daughter's kind of a mental
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
wreck right now. You need to sort
You
that
fucking
shit
do
out.
Something, yeah.
So thank you everyone.
Yeah, hey, thanks
for
everybody for watching.
and
And what is our title again?
I don't know.
I thought we
I,
can't.
I just went with tangentially related.
I like that one. It's good.
We'll put that one on the back burner. I'll write
There
that
we
down.
go.
We'll let it marinate for a little while. But fuck.
Oh, let's not butt fuck tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get home. House of the Dragon.
Oh,
started.
House of the Dragon.
Oh shit, that's right.
Oh,
I'm
and you're
late.
missing it now.
It's on HBO.
My wife is like, we still watching this? Like we do every Sunday? So, yeah, I got to go.
Thank you to all
Yeah,
who
thanks for
came in
watching.
and watched. Appreciate it. We'll be live again next week.
Yeah.
I was just looking. I got Sunday off next week, so
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
anytime if we want to do a little bit earlier, I can
Yeah,
do a
let's
little
do
bit
that.
earlier.
Let's do a
So
little
we don't want
earlier.
anybody to miss House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
So
I know, right?
yeah,
Thanks to everyone, and we'll see you all next week.
yeah.